Hey, my people. What's up, you guys? What's up? It's Marlene. I got time for y'all because I'm here. I ain't got nothing else to do. Um, you know what? Happy Friday, you guys. Happy Friday. So, today, I don't know if God's trying to send me a message or what, but today I've been watching a few videos. We're watching, this is the third one. It started off this morning. Um, I was watching a video with, by Funky Dineva. Hey, Abigail. I was watching a video by Funky Dineva, and he was talking about Shekinah Joe and Tiny and T.I. Hey, Mariah. And he was saying you should know who your friends are. Hey, Green. Hey, Fallon. He's like, you should know who your friends are. Because he was talking about Shekinah and T.I. and Tiny, right? And so what he said, hey, Mimi, what's up? What he said was, you have to know who your friends are. And I must agree. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. These are about to be loud. Hold on. Hold on. I'm coming. This child of mine. He's just so loud. I don't know who raised them. Loud people like this. All right. Sorry, people. What up, everybody? So that's what he was talking about. He was talking about Shekinah Joe, Shekinah and Tiny and T.I. and the clique, right? And I have to say this. Then I watched another video of this other guy. He's like Congolese, but he hates Congo, so he's always bashing him. But his name is Zach. So he had another video. He was like, you have to go where you're loved. Don't go where you're tolerated, right? And he was pretty much saying that you can't buy your way into people's hearts. You can't buy loyalty out of people. You can't buy friendship from people. You can't buy people. He was like, if you're a guy, just because you buy a girl a bunch of bags and first class tickets and best shoes and the best weave or whatever, she ain't gonna love you. Because he was like, a woman doesn't need you to buy all these things for her to love you, right? What you're doing is you're buying someone's time, but you can never buy a person loving you. So it's like, go where people love you, whether you have or you don't have. They'll love you for who you are. Now, I'm watching this other lady too. She's talking about the same thing, pretty much like ladies who use money and all kinds of things to keep a man around, and then the man turns around and he takes her money and he takes care of the girls that he truly likes, or he uses her money to go other places to buy himself love as well, right? And that's really, really important because in 2022, y'all, we have to learn to go where we are loved, right? We have to learn to love ourselves. We have to learn to be comfortable with who we are, what we have, and what we don't have, right? Stop trying to chase other people to be part of your group. It's okay. Like, it's literally okay if some people are not your friends, right? You cannot be friends with everybody, nor can everybody be your friend. You cannot be liked by everybody, nor can you also like everyone. It's just not normal. And it's actually not healthy. It's not healthy, right? You have to be comfortable with yourself first and foremost. And because one thing the guy Zach said that was really, really touching, he was like, people that love you will never ask you to do things or demand things from you that go completely against what you stand for. Right? Even like, let's say you want to be an influencer, have a business, whatever. You don't have to change yourself to get people to support you. Right? If inherently you don't believe in doing certain things, and in order to attract an audience, you have to do things that you don't believe in. Them people not for you. Hey, Joanne, them people are not for you. Because people who love you will never ask you to go against what you believe to make them happy. That's super toxic. That's why I say like the price of fame is personally something I cannot afford. I can't afford it, right? I can't afford because a lot of things that are out there that you have to do to be super, super famous or super, super popular, intrinsically, it goes against what I believe in, right? It's not for everybody. And that's okay too, right? It's not for everybody. And one thing that I have learned, like sometimes You might feel as though, oh, if I was friends with these people, if I was friends with a popular group, if I was friends with people who have money, my life would be better. Be careful what you wish for. Some people are evil. Some people are despicable. Some people are like downright just wicked. And no amount of money they have will ever make it worth it. Like there's some people, their money is not worth the crap you have to put up with. They're just not good people. You understand? Some people, no matter how much of a shout out they could give you, no matter how much business they can give you, it's not worth it. Because it's like the real price of that, I don't think you can afford it. You understand? Like I've been through some situations, you guys. I promise you. When I tell you it is so much nicer to be friends with an everyday person that loves you for who you are, that enjoys your company for who you are, that you can just have conversations with, right? They might not be able to give you the world. They might not be able to, shout you out and get you thousands and thousands of people. They might not be able to give you like hundreds and hundreds of sales, right? But they're just good people who appreciate you for who you are. And it's like it's sane. Like it's not toxic. It's not toxic, right? Like I used to feel like when that was years ago though, that was like years ago. I used to feel like, oh my gosh, like if only this person could, wear my products, if only this person could shout me out. And one thing I realized doing this, one thing I realized thinking like that is that when you say, oh, if only this person could help me, if I remember too, I remember, that's another thing I remember. Hold up. Remember years ago. I remember years ago. There was a person I really wanted to meet, you guys. I remember I was in my office crying. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I could only meet this person. I remember. I remember, right? And I don't know, I just felt like, oh, if I could only meet this person. And like 2 years later or so, I met the person. How disappointing. How disappointing. And I say this to you, like, I wish I had never met the person. Because I had way more respect for her when I didn't know who she was. Because you don't know when you don't know people, when you don't know people and you can just see what they've done, you have a tendency of holding people up to a higher standard. Like you think higher of people when you don't know them, right? Then you get close to some people and you're like, wow, I wish I never met you. I really wish I had never met you. Because how disappointing it has been to have, hey, Shauna, how disappointing it has been to have met you. How disappointing. Yeah, I don't know if you can I don't know if I can properly put into words. For a person, isn't it, it's a sad thing when a person has managed to get some type of money, and in the process of acquiring money, they've never actually worked on who they are. They've never worked on their soul. They've never worked on their spirit. They never worked on their self-awareness. A lot of people lack self-awareness. A lot of people lack self-awareness. Like a lot of people are not aware of the energy they carry with them, right? A lot of people are not aware of like the energy that they bring into a room, the energy they bring into people's lives. And unfortunately, a lot of people bring destruction. A lot of people bring chaos. Like seriously, a lot of people bring unnerving, like unsettling energy. Like it's bizarre. It's very, very bizarre, right? But it's like, dang, I wish I had never met you. How disappointing, right? I remember to like years ago, I used to be like, oh my gosh, if only this person, if only this person, if only this person. And what I recognize in that too is like when you think like that, right? When you think like that, when you move like that, when that's your energy where you feel like it takes another person to save you, or it takes another person to bring value to your work. It takes another person to bring value to your art. It takes another person to bring value to who you are, right? You don't understand like how hurtful it is to your own soul. Like it's hurtful because what you're saying is, I don't think I'm enough. So I need somebody else to come help me, right? And it's like that in itself also is debilitating because it shows that you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself, right? Because you think as long as I'm not connected to so and so, I'm not going to prosper. As long as I'm not connected to so and so, I'm not going to make it. As long as I'm not connected to so and so, I might never be seen, right? And it's like that's all these things, they come out of a deep place of insecurity, right? And it's a sad thing to work on something. It's a sad thing to have something and to not have enough conviction to say I'm enough. I am good enough. I am capable enough. I can do this by myself. You don't need a crew. You don't need a posse. You don't need a bunch of people, right? And I think sometimes like you can feel like, oh my gosh, God has abandoned me, God forsake me, God left me alone, etc., etc. Because you don't feel like you're surrounded by rich people. You don't feel like you're surrounded by successful people. You don't feel like you're surrounded by blah 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 blah. But the reality of it is also, because I say everything is about perspective, the reality could also be maybe God wants you to learn to be self sufficient, right? Because those people you think you need from the outside, it looks like a good idea. From the outside, it looks like, oh, if I form a partnership with these people, if I work with these people, if I become friends with these people, all you see are the benefits because you don't know these people. So from the outside looking over there, they seem like a great addition. Like, wow, these people will make for a great addition to my life because you're not aware of the downside of these people because you don't really know these people. And not only do you not really know these people, you don't truly know yourself, right? Because when you get to a place in your life where you truly get to know yourself, you'll understand, oh, I think I have all that I need. Sure, it'll be nice to have people, but it's not a requirement to have people, right? It should never be a requirement. It's a nice addition if they happen to be good people. But even finding out if somebody is a good person or not, that also takes time, So, usually you don't get to know who people are right away. It takes time to know if a person is really, really good or if a person is truly wicked. It takes time to know those things, right? So it's like, hey, Jenny, what's up? So, you have to understand like yeah, I think I'm good enough, right? Like you're good enough, right? And when Funky Danny was talking about Shekinah, right? I think when you look at the Shekinah situation, like you have somebody who got it confused, right? She thought Tiny was her friend, right? But it's like Tiny cannot be your friend because you are not equal, right? Like you are a hairstylist, she's a superstar, right? And you might have felt good, like, oh, look, I'm friends with a superstar, right? I'm friends with so and so and so and so. But the reality of it is, you have to ask yourself, like, what does a superstar, what does a famous person, right? Oh, thank you, Benita. What does a rich person want with me? What can I add to her life? And it's the reality of it is, she wanted a clown, right? She wanted someone that she could look at and be like, oh, look at this poor thing, right? She wanted somebody that would always be like, looking for a handout, looking for friendship. Because it's like, she don't need you. You need her, right? You don't need her. She don't need you. You need her. So it was y'all. She was never going to give you respect, right? And that's the thing you have to recognize when you go to people. Hey, Abby, when you go to people begging, right? When you force a friendship with people, when you know that somebody is downright nasty, and you force a friendship because you're thinking like, well, this person has money, so even though they talk to me badly, I'm gonna force it. No, somebody disrespects you, you like don't take it. No matter I mean, honestly, I don't care how much money is involved or whatever. Someone does not respect you. That's your cue to go. That's the cue that you have overextended your stay, right? And we have to recognize in life when we have overextended our stay because you might be trying to be friends with somebody who honestly does not want your friendship. There's something that you provide that the person wants. They want that thing. But friendship means it's an agreement, right? Um, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Journey. Friendship, there's a certain agreement in friendship to respect, right? To be kind, right? To be loving, okay? To be nurturing, and sometimes to try your best to be delicate. I mean, I could work on that too, you know, like that's my friend. Like I can expect the very best from her. I can expect the very best from her. She might not always have the best delivery. That's me right here, but I think I do, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I know she means me well. You can tell when somebody is giving you a reproach, or like, I'll give you a good example. One of my friends, I consider being my friend, you know, she told me that she was going to go into real estate investment. And I said, friend, how you going to go into real estate investment? She said, oh, that the money she got from the Susu, she had put that into a CD. And then some guy hit her. So instead of having the guy fix the car, she was going to take the money that he gave her plus the Susu money and something else. And she was going to go to real estate investment. I said, friend, you don't have enough money, right? I said, you don't have enough money to go into real estate investment. I'm sure she was shocked. Like, what the heck, Marlene? How can you say that to me? I'm like, you don't have enough money. Because if we're talking about going into real estate investment, that's a business, right? And I don't care what these people want to tell you. 'Cause she's like, oh, she talked to some people, and it's like, yeah, you only need to bring this amount of money, which like maybe like 10K or whatever. But I'm like, when you think about it, does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? I'm like, look at me, just me doing palettes like eyeshadows alone. Look at the stuff I had to go through with Nigeria. Like every time you plan for something, double the amount. Like, so let's say somebody tells you, oh yeah, you only need 10,000, bring 20. Bring 20, right? Because you always have to expect the unexpected, right? When you go into real estate investment, whether it's buying a property, flipping a property, you have to account for things that you don't plan. Termites, the septic system is completely trash. Air conditioning, the whole system needs to be like, people have a tendency of oversimplifying stuff. That's one of my issues with Earn Your Leisure. I think like those two or three brothers over there, they have a tendency of oversimplifying what being an entrepreneur is, what running a business is, the expenses that come with running a business, the risks that come with running a business, right? The unforeseen expenses that can truly wipe you out. I seldom hear these people, these three brothers over there, Earn Your Leisure, tell people always write a business plan first. Even if you like what we say and it sounds good, take the time to write a business plan and have your cost. And whatever cost you have, multiply that by two just to be safe. Right. And I say this to people. I said, always underestimate how much you're going to make. When it comes to your revenue, be very reserved with that. Be very reserved with how much you might make. When it comes to how much money you might have to spend, you need to be very optimistic. Okay? Okay? So you think like, oh, Marlene, I might make $40,000 this year. Let's say 20. And you might have to spend 60. The first year, like the first 5 years of running a business, you might always spend more than you actually make, which is okay. As long as you're mentally prepared for that, you're financially prepared for that, and you have a plan for that. Like last time, they were trying to push ghost kitchens on people. I was like, you cannot do this to Black people, right? And you see that a lot on social media. Oh, start the business, you'll make 5,000. Start this business, you'll make 2,000. Okay, but that's only part of the picture, right? Because there's revenue, your gross revenue minus your expenses equals your net income. So don't just tell me how much I'm going to make. How much do I have to spend to make this much? And when I spend it to make this much, how much am I left with? Show Black people, tell Black people the full, complete story. Like if you've never done the restaurant business, you can't just run into that stuff because the margins in the food industry are so small. And not just that, you're dealing with produce. It goes bad really fast. Food goes bad really fast, right? Then you got to make the order, you got to deliver. Like there's so many things that go into it. So it's like if you don't know nothing about the food industry, this is not for you. They're saying for you because the food industry is really hard, you guys. And then your licensing that you have to get with the state and this, and that. Leave that shit alone. Now, if you are already in the food business, if you already have a restaurant, so you know about how to get your food, you understand your cost, you understand your this, you ain't to be that, you understand all of that. And so you already have a kitchen. Whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a food truck, you are already into the food business and then you want to like have multiple like ghost kitchens. Yes, because you already have experience in the business. Me, Marlene, my black behind, I have no interest. I don't care how much money you make, I don't understand the business. So you could be like, oh, Marlene, if you got 30 Ghost Kitchen, you're going to make $1 million. Yes, that's for somebody with experience. Me, Marlene, if I decide to go into the restaurant business, Ghost Kitchen business, my first 1, 2, 3 years, I'm just going to be losing money because I know nothing about it. Someone who already has a kitchen, hey y'all, somebody who already has a kitchen, been had a kitchen, has restaurant, somebody who's been there for 5, 10 years. They're going to the ghost kitchen industry, they're going to win because they have years of mistakes. They have years of wisdom. They have years of experience. So they'll be able to just spot the pitfall. Let's go buy our onions here. Let's use this kind of freezer. Let's make this kind of meal. They can just look at meat and know how many ounces is in the meat. Me, Marley, you be like, oh, this is an 8 ounce burger. What do I know? I might give people more meat than they're supposed to get because I don't know what I'm doing. You see what I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Now you start talking about makeup though. I know what I'm doing. Right? So it's like we gotta do things based on our core competencies. We gotta, I'm gonna say it again. If you decide to go into business where you're strong, your core competencies where you're strong. Because if you do what you are strong at doing, that's called competitive advantage econ, you're going to win because by default you're strong. Like I can be like, oh, when it comes to math, I'm strong. When it comes to talking for like hours, oh, I am very strong at talking, right? If it comes to packaging, I'm super strong. Like if I do those things, I'm bi. You know what I'm trying to say? Restaurant, baby, that's not my life. I don't know nothing about this. I do enjoy eating though, but I don't want to sell food to people. I don't know this business, right? And that's the thing with like earn your leisure. It's always like, oh, there's money here, there's money there. That like slow down. And because everybody's looking for quick riches. Everybody's looking, and I think a lot of times I'm taking a little, left turn real quick. I think a lot of times the issue that I see with my people, since I'm black, I'm gonna speak on black people, is that we think there is a way to not work hard, right? Because that's what I also saw with my friend. It's like people feel as though there is a way to avoid hard work. There's oh, I'm gonna quit my 9 to 5. As if entrepreneurship is not 24/7. Legit. Being an entrepreneur, you'll end up working more than if you had a 9 to 5. The only difference is you're working for yourself. And if you do something that you actually do enjoy, it's not as annoying because you actually do enjoy doing it. But it never ends. You can sometimes you don't take vacations for years. Sometimes you don't even get to enjoy a weekend for years, right? You have to do the job of like 4, 5, 6, 8 people. It's draining. Right? So it's like people have to stop thinking that entrepreneurship is a way to avoid hard work. No, because being an entrepreneur, you'll have to work even harder, be way more creative, and sell yourself constantly and have to deal with rejection constantly than if you had to go to a job. Then people got to pay you. The entrepreneur stuff, you might not get paid. Even the guy from Teflon, it took him 16 years to get to where he is today. 16. A lot of people don't have it in them to wait 16 years to see if this gonna work. 16? You mean 1 6? A whole sweet 16. Like, and it's funny because the success of Teflon truly is a sweet 16 for him. But this dude had to wait 16 years. Hey, Rachel, 16. A lot of people don't have it in them, right? So it's like when I listen to Earn Your Leisure, it's like they always oversimplify stuff. And black people naturally gravitate towards that because it sounds easy. It's, it sounds too good to be true, and unfortunately that's what my people are attracted to, the stuff that's too good to be true. And I'm like, what? Can we talk about a business plan? Can we talk about forecasting? Can we forecast over the next 3 years what this is going to look like? Can you really ask these people if they have the tolerance for this? Do you have the tolerance for this? And stop always trying to hype people up, because earn your leisure. They give people advice. They don't even make money off the advice they're giving. They make money off their podcast. They make money off of YouTube. They make money selling merch. They make money off their booking fee. People also pay them to get on their show. So they're not even out here actively pursuing the businesses that they're recommending people. Because at this point, they're like coaches, they're just coaching. But are they hard in the paint? No, they're not. No, they're not. Right? Because the thing is, just like when you think about coaching, anything that's like a digital product, right? You don't have to ship. There's no shipping. Most of the time, there's no customer serving. Customer, it's pay, use. Like you pay, you use. You pay, you use. So it's over, right? Like you with the restaurant, you're going to have to serve people. You're going to have to deal with customer service. You're going to have to deal, oh, I don't like this. Oh, can I change my order? Oh, this is cold. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? And that eats off your margins. It eats off your profit. Because if you got to redo an entire order, or if it got their cold and they're complaining, right? Then they go cuss your ass out on Yelp reviews. They go cuss your ass out on Uber Eats. People be mean out here. There are people, it's not even your fault, but if their driver gets there late, they're gonna punish the restaurant and give the restaurant 2 stars. There's some very mean people out there. There are some people out there, you don't give them enough ketchup, they're gonna give you 1 star. People don't care. People don't care how their choices, their decisions, and they say the things they say online about people's businesses, how it affects people and their livelihood. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They don't think there's a person, there's a family, there are jobs behind their little telephone screen. They don't care. So you have more exposure to chargebacks, to refunds, to foolishness, to bad reviews. Earn your leisure. They ain't got to worry about that. You see what I'm saying? They monetize a movement. They don't actually monetize their work. They're not out here working. They monetize a movement. Does that make sense, you guys? Does that make sense? So I'm like, every time I follow Earn Your, I don't follow them like that. But every time I glance at their stuff, it's always oversimplified, get rich quick schemes. And I'm like, that's not how life works. If people want to be entrepreneurs, we need to tell them what they're gonna face, and ask a person like, do you see yourself committing to this for the next 5 years? Whether it rains, whether it storms, whether it snows, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether there are clients, whether no clients, whether you have sales, you have chargebacks. Do you see yourself committing to this for the next 5 years? If you say, you know what, Marlene, after having done my business plan and after having done my forecast, yeah, I don't got that in me. And I'd be like, you know what, sis, I respect it. I respect it. Because it's not for everybody. I respect that. Gotta be honest for people. But let's not make it seem like there is a shortcut around hard work, because there is none. Nothing worth having comes easy. You hear me? Nothing worth having comes easy. Everything requires dedication. Everything requires an investment. Everything requires strategy. Everything requires, you got your mind. Everything, you got to be intentional. You got to plan the stuff out, and it takes years. It takes years. You understand? So she was like, yeah, she gonna go do the real estate investment. I said, friend, you don't have enough money. Because if you want to do real estate investment, you might need 50,000 to 100,000. Yeah, buy this ebook and make 100K a year. She gonna make 100K, because when you download the book, that's it. But you actually have to go do something to get the 100K. You understand? And I know she was shocked, because from her reaction, she was shocked. She was like, "Oh my gosh, Marlene's being mean," but I'm not being mean, because you're my friend, and I don't want you to be gullible that you go give these people your 10,000 when they know and you know that that's not enough. Because they're going to come right back and say, oh, you need money for this. You got to pay for a title. You got to pay for an expansion. Oh, by the way, your sewage is not working. Oh, by the way, like, yo. And I said to her too, I said, friend, if you want to go into real estate investment, you should first go get your real estate license. She's like, oh, I don't really know if I have time for that. You don't have time for what? You want to invest tens of thousands of dollars in something, and you don't have 20 hours or 40 hours to go take a course and pass the exam. I'm like, the real estate course ain't in no more than $350. So you don't have $350 to give them people. You can't allocate 40 hours, 50 hours to learn about what you're trying to invest in. Because if you have a real estate license, you're going to know so much more. So then whoever you're dealing with, if they're trying to sell you some lies, you can be like, no, that's cap. They'll be like, oh, how you know? Because I have my real estate license. You understand? So I knew I was like, she's looking for a get rich quick scheme, which don't happen. Let me tell you something, right? Because I've been there. I've been there. And I ain't even trying to be mean. I've been there. You know, if you find yourself in financial hardship, right? If you find yourself having financial issues, you didn't get there overnight. You did not get there overnight. However much in debt you are in, however much financial issues you have, it didn't happen overnight. You understand me? It didn't happen overnight. Therefore, as you can guess with accuracy, it's not going to end overnight, right? So the time it took you to get into this financial problem, that might be how long it takes you to get out of this problem. Real talk, that's number one. Okay. Number two is something about your mindset, it's something about your habits, your disposition towards money, how you look at money, your good or poor understanding of money, that also contributed to where you are financially. You can't pay your way out of money problems. You can't hustle your way out of money problems. You can't scam your way out of money problems, right? You can't go real estate investment your way out of money problems. Life, it don't work like that. Because what you'll do is you'll get scammed. What will happen is you'll get scammed even more. Oh, thank you.
You get scammed even more.
Right? You'll get scammed even more because desperate people, when people are desperate and they're desperately trying to make money, they attract demon people. So it's like take it for what it is, face it for what it is. Sit down somewhere calmly, right? Brace yourself, breathe, calm your nerves, and come up with a steady plan. It don't have to be fast, but it needs to be steady and consistent plan of how you're going to get out of your problems. Always bringing me food. It's not a problem. Like I'm like I'm like, you don't want me to lose weight. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's how it works. She's like, oh, I guess you're right. I'm like, of course I'm right. Don't invest your money in something that you're not willing to learn. If you can't commit to learn the industry, if you can't commit to learning the rules of the industry, if you can't commit to learning the game, the rules of the game, don't get into the game player. Don't do it because you're not doing it for the right reason, right? You're not doing it for the right reason. And you're going to hurt yourself more because there's nothing worse than an unprepared player, right? There's nothing worse than somebody playing a game that has no clue what the rules of the games are. So keep your money. Because whoever looks at you, and I said to her, you're a black woman and you're single. So when you go talk to these dudes about real estate, they see you, they see a single black woman, she ain't got no man by her. They look at you as like, oh yeah, we about to get her. We're about to get her because you're not protected. And the best way to protect yourself is to educate yourself. If something is truly meant for you, you don't have to be like, oh, I gotta go do it now. No. If something is really meant for you, the more you study it, the more you prepare for it. You're going to have that thing. Not only will you have that thing, but you'll enjoy it even more because there's nothing better than a prize in the hands of a worthy person. That's a beautiful thing. Amen. So that's really important. So it's like, so to me, that's my type of friendship, right? So some people, oh, money might be mean, but it's not mean. I don't want you to go take your money. And I'll tell you, friend, you're not ready, right? Friend, you don't have enough money. You don't have an, even me, Marlene, I'm not gonna go. And I said to her, because she lives in an apartment, I said, anything real estate investment related should be buying your first home. You should have a primary residence before you think about investing in other houses and you live in an apartment. That don't make no sense to me. Right? Because even as far as mortgages are concerned, you don't get, if you buy a secondary or investment residence, like the mortgage is different, right? The mortgage is different. And that's something people don't talk about. But the mortgage, the rate you get on the mortgage for your primary residence versus a mortgage you get for a secondary residence that's meant for investments are completely different. So your first real estate investment should be your primary home. And then you might occupy that home for 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, right? Before you sell it, flip it, or do whatever. But first and foremost, get you a place to stay. Work on that, right? Slow and steady. You know what I'm trying to say? I have another friend today too. Like I have another friend today too. This lady reached out to her for an event. And the lady said the event is for 150 people. Friend is like, oh man, I'm gonna send her this and send her. I said, friend, slow down. Take it step by step, right? Because when somebody tells you it's for 150 people, this is a lot of money. Because she already had like prepackaged plans. And I'm like, one was like 6,000. But I'm like, you haven't even talked to this lady. And you want to send her your packages, 6,000, 2,500. But what if she has 20,000? What if she has 50,000? Why? Why would you give somebody your price? Right? Wait to talk to her first. Get as much information from what she wants. First of all, okay, based on what you want, here are the prices I have for you. But she's like, but other people on their website. I'm like, who cares about other people? She's coming to you. She's telling you she has 150 people. Then it's like, okay, let me talk to her and get as much information as possible from her. And then I'll decide. You'll sit back when she gives you all the information and you price everything she tells you. Then you come up with the real price. You know what I'm saying? It's like pace yourself. You're gonna get there. Pace yourself. You're going to get there. You understand what I'm saying? Pace yourself. You're going to get there. Right? Even if you get there by yourself, you're going to get there. Right? Even if you get there without friends, you're going to get there. I have another friend today, too. I have a lot of friends. I mean, you got a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends. She was telling me because she sells clothes, right? She has a boutique. So she was telling me that she wants to take a course with some girl. I see the girl. She introduced me to the girl. I watched the girl's video too, by the way. I watch her videos, whatever. So she's like, "Oh, Marlene, me, I have an issue with the girl because her stuff is always on the floor. It triggers me because I don't like stuff like that. I'm like, buy shelving. Put the stuff on shelves. Why are people's clothing always on the floor? Like, why is your merchandise always on the floor? Like, it triggers my PTSD. She's like, Marlene, I just want to take a course from her. So I said, okay, friend, if you truly want to take a course from her, you should. Go ahead and do it. So I was like, how much she charge? She's like, oh, it's 3,900 and something. I said, friend, you know what? Y'all better go ahead with that. So I can see why she makes more money teaching than she does selling. You understand? And so I was like, well, $4,000. I said, well, if you have $4,000, maybe you should buy yourself a new camera, a new iMac, right? Some good lighting, a good software, good microphone, because that's enough money to really invest in having a beautiful YouTube channel. Because that girl, the stuff she sells is not that like, oh my gosh, it really isn't, right? And her views are not that great. Not to be offensive, right? But I can do a gossip video and get views. It's actually because I put my videos on private. Because when I see these videos go up to 800, I'm like, oh gosh. I see 800 views, 1,000 views. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Because I don't want to be known for this kind of stuff. So I put my videos on private and I put them on Patreon, right? Because I don't want my stuff on YouTube like that, right? But I'm like, her view's not that great. But she's able to charge this much because she's posting. It's no magic pill. It's no super talent. It's not some voodoo hoodoo. It's just she posts. She's just consistent. And like I told y'all, she doesn't get more than like 2,000 views. That's it. But she's consistent. She posts consistently. And she does seem like a nice lady. She seems like she's very sweet and she's very approachable, right? So I'm like, friend, you you don't even need a coach. You need motivation, right? And I told her, I was like, you have to really ask yourself, like, how badly do you want to win? Like, because she works. Sometimes when somebody has a steady paycheck, what's the motivation? Because they're gonna get paid regardless. So like, you got to get to a place where you ask yourself, do I want to keep working the job, or do I really want to make my boutique my full-time job? Right? You can have the best coach in the world. You can have the most mediocre coach in the world. You know what I'm saying? But coaching, you decide what your experience is going to be with coaching, right? No coach, because I have a coach too for my weight loss. Like, I love Jasper, but Jasper can't get me to train. He can't force me to train. He can't force me to run faster. Jasper never even told me to run outside for 6 months. I've wanted to do it, right? Nothing surpasses self motivation. And until you are self motivated, until you have an incredible amount of determination, everything else you're trying to do is an excuse. I'm like, when you tell me about this coaching situation, you're looking for an excuse, right? You're looking for a magic pill that if I pay for this, I get this, right? If I pay her, she coaches me. Somehow, I'm going to get clients. I'm going to sell clothes without having to talk, without having to build an audience, without having to build rapport with people. It doesn't work that way, right? And other girls were on her live saying like, "Oh, how did you build your audience?" I was like, "What do you mean? How did she build her audience? Stop looking for a magic pill. It's called consistency. Post. You'll build an audience. You can build an audience for anything." There's a young lady who sells fart in a jar, but she was hospitalized because I guess she was farting too much or she hurt her bottom, right? You could have an audience for everything and anything, but first and foremost, you have to be consistent. And I said, if you tried your very best, if you were consistent for a year and you gave it your all, right? And you still don't make it, at that point, you need a coach because then the person can be like, okay, I can help you see why you're not even moving. But the thing is, right? The thing is, if you haven't even tried, what do you need a coach for? Right? If you haven't even tried, what do you need a coach for? Right? If you haven't tried consistently, she said she almost died. She was just out here just farting like an idiot, right? But I'm just saying, like, there's an audience. You can build an audience for pretty much anything, right? So, sorry, you guys, I forgot to charge my phone. And these iPhones are like, they're always dying. But it's like, if you haven't tried anything consistently for 6 months, if you haven't tried anything consistently for 1 year, what do you need a coach for? Because because I guess the coach is like a doctor. So if you haven't tried, how do you know what your symptoms are? How do you know what you need to improve on? You haven't even tried. So I was like, how about you try to post? And I told her, I think you're overthinking it. Because that girl, her vlogs are not more than 20 minutes. I'm like, you can find something to do for 20 minutes and post that on YouTube, right? We can't avoid the hard work. And I think a lot of times when we try to be friends with some people want to be friends with celebrities, people want to be friends with these, I guess very famous influencers. People want to be in these circles of the who know whatever. It's simply people who are trying to succeed by affiliation. I'm going to attach myself to this person so I can succeed, right? I'm going to attach myself to this influencer so I can succeed. I see people would have like 4,000 followers, right? 20,000 followers, however. People that are on the internet, they don't have that many followers. I'm like, well, you must not make that much money, right? But then you'll see them pay influencers whose rates I know, like 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, And I'm like, why are you paying this girl? Because let me tell you something. When it comes to advertising, especially with influencers, right? If you can't do it 3 times, don't do it. Because the first time, nobody's paying attention. The reason why people know Fashion Nova, because Fashion Nova promotes back to back to back to back with the same influencer, with the same blog. Do you ever see Fashion Nova stop? Like, they have done that every day, all day, for almost like 5, 6 years. When they start with an influencer, they don't stop. Another company that is out here now is Cheyenne, right? What's up, babe? Cheyenne, however you pronounce that Chinese company. But you see, when they work with an influencer, it's back to back to back to back to back. If you can't afford to work with an influencer more than 3 times, you shouldn't do it. Because the first time, people are not going to pay attention, right? And you have a lot of people like, oh, let me pay this influencers all this money for one post, thinking that it's going to change their business overnight and they're going to make all this money overnight. No, you're not. And now your 10K is gone. Your 5K just gone. And you would have done better with that 5K buying a better camera, upgrading your website, right? And even shoot, investing in yourself, getting your boobs done. I don't know. You know what I mean? But that money would have gone a longer way had you put that in yourself. You understand? Like when you see these girls wearing Savage by Fenty, Rihanna's not the one paying that. Rihanna's not paying these girls. Amazon pays these girls. What Amazon, whatever company has, because she's licensing her name. She's licensing her name. Them people got billions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, don't compete with like where your wallet can't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that you can do and there are things that you cannot do, right? You gotta be very careful about that. Because these girls are getting paid by corporations. And these corporations are on the American stock market. Them people got investors, honey. You know what I'm saying? You don't. So instead of trying to pay this girl 10,000, 5,000, whatever thousands, start building your own audience. Be happy with the customers that you get, right? Start vlogging about your business, right? Use all the tools that you have. Try your very best every day with what you have. And maybe 5 years or 10 years from now, you might be able to see the things that you wish you were able to do year one. It's okay. Pace yourself, sis. You're gonna get there. Right? But this desire that people have for to be known, and some people want to be famous, they don't even know why. What's your purpose? You want people to know your name so that you can do what exactly? Are you trying to open it off a profit? You trying to, do scholarships? Like, what exactly are you trying to do with all this fame that you want? You don't even know. Want to be famous for the sake of being famous, right? Oh, I got to make this money. But what exactly do you need to make this money for? You don't even know, right? And when we want things out of order, when we want things out of timing, when we want things for the sake of wanting things or because people have those things, right? Guess what? We force ourselves in relationships with people who don't like us. We force ourselves into weird partnerships with people who don't love us, who don't respect us, right? Because if you were happy with what you had, you wouldn't even care what those people got going on over there, right? See, Shekinah didn't understand the assignment. As you are the hairstylist, she your client. But because her client was famous, she wanted to become friends with her client. And then that friendship went too far. But in Tiny's head, you were always the hairstylist. You're not her friend. Candy is her friend, right? Because they got the same pedigree, they got the same amount of money in the bank, they have the same accomplishment. They're on equal standing, right? You at the bottom here, Tiny over here. How can you two people be friends? What y'all friends about? What could y'all possibly talk about? You drive a Toyota. This lady drives a Lambo. You live in a regular house. She lives in a multi-mansion and she never tries to get you out. You think she your friend, but she pays you regular money to do her hair. You say she my friend. She pay you regular money. Sometimes don't even pay you. And you show up at her house and you do her hair. Meanwhile, she's a multi-millionaire. Your friend is a whole multi-millionaire. And she never says to you, friend, let me help you start a business. Friend, let me show you how to become a millionaire. Friend, let me manage your career so you can go places. No, you were never her friend. You were just there to be comic relief. And you have to understand that about people. There are a lot of people who have. They're never going to give to you. You hear me? There are a lot of people who have. They don't want to help other people. They want to be at the top, everybody at the bottom. It makes them feel good to hear that other people are. I met a person like that. They want you to be at the bottom. There are people who give you just enough so that you have to go back and ask them for more. They will never help you to be fully independent because they're miserable. They are miserable. And miserable people always like to keep their foot on other people's necks. Miserable people always want to control how far you grow, how far you shine, how far you prosper. They are miserable. They are miserable, but they know how to seduce people with their money, their fame. They're not going to give it to you, boo boo. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. And when I tell you guys, people think I mean all the time. 'Cause I guess I don't tell y'all everything, but I promise you, a lot of black women that have money are not nice. A lot of black women that have money are just disgusting. A lot of black women with money, their heart is just evil. It's pure evil. They'll call you sis, but the whole time they're laughing at your problems. They'll call you sis, 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 and the whole time they're laughing at your misery. They'll call you sis, but they'll make fun of your old Louis Vuitton bags. Be like, girl, this girl, if you only knew about her old Louis Vuitton bags. They'll call you sis, but they talk shit about you wherever they go. A lot of black women on social media are not good. And I'm very sorry to say this. That's what I see, but like black girl magic, black girl. I said, oh, if you only knew what these girls are truly about, you would run for your natural human life. If you, the girls who scream black girl magic the loudest are usually the biggest witches in the village. The girls who say, oh, my brand is for black women are usually the one with the whole knife, a whole knife to decimate, to desecrate your face as a black woman. Me, Marlene, the things I have seen, if I could sit here and tell y'all one by one what I have experienced, you wouldn't believe me. The things I have endured, you will be surprised. That's why I'm like, oh, me, I don't want to meet nobody no more. I am done. I am through. Jesus, I learned to be self sufficient. But this is what I get, though. This is what I get. This is what I get, y'all. This is what my black ass gets. I'm telling you, the ones who scream black girl magic the loudest, run, 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 Omo, run, oh, run, and don't look back. Hey, the girls who are quick to be like, hey sis, she gonna take your business idea. Girl, girl, run for your life. Like run, like look out into the meadow and run and never look back for your natural human life. If you love yourself, as soon as she calls you sis, you better start dashing. You better run like your life depends on it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You gonna be like, oh, she has money. So I'll tell her about my project. Bitch. 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 If she finds out that your project is better than her project, she will be the very one to hurt you. What you talking about? And in your head, you'll be like, oh my gosh, she's rich. She would never hurt me. Oh my gosh, she's successful. She gonna be happy for me. Are you mad? Are you possessed? Your head doesn't work properly. Run for your natural human life. What type Shekinah she gonna learn today? She gonna learn today. Shekinah, she gonna learn today. What Shekinah should have done was treat Tiny for the celebrity that she is. You want me to do your hair? This is the price. Book on my website, book in advance, pay me my freaking deposit. And you see, this is why also I respect Jonathan, because a lot of these celebrities were trying to turn Jonathan into their personal hairdresser. He's like, nah, sis, I work for myself. I work for myself. I work for myself. So Jonathan did not go around here trying to attach himself to one celebrity and do her hair and travel up and down and up and down and up and down with her. He's like, nope, I'm staying over here. And the same thing goes for, what's your boy's name? Alonzo, right? You don't see Alonzo trying to attach himself to one celebrity. Nah, because he probably makes way more money by himself. He makes way more money in Atlanta. He does what he wants. He owns his energy, his time. He does what he wants. And can nobody say, I made you? Oh, you're only famous because you did my hair. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Get away from me with that Apollo. You see what I mean? Being self-sufficient. Sorry. Alonzo used to be on Instagram. You guys, I don't even know if he slept. I don't know if he slept. You wake up in the morning, he was doing a wig. You go to sleep at night, he's doing a wig. You wake up sometime between midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, he's doing a wig. I'm like, does this man sleep? It was like back to back to back to back to back to back to back. He just kept doing wigs after wigs after wigs. He kept posting content. He kept turning himself into, I guess, the she. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because when otherwise people feel like they own you. No, book on my website. And I'm telling you, don't allow people because they have money, because like there's something like that happened to me too. Oh yeah, I helped the person out, whatever. But at that time, I didn't even know my worth. And I didn't even know the worth of my ideas. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever, I'll help you, whatever. But then later I was like, oh Marlene, how much would you charge me to do this? And oh, now I know better. It's how much I charge. And then the person didn't say anything once I sent her my fee. And I was like, okay, I don't care. Because I'm not gonna help you. I'll take your money though. Send the money over, but I'm not helping you. Because now I understand the power of ideas. I understand the values of ideas. I understand the power of marketing. I understand the power of connecting people. And yeah, you need to get paid for that. Yeah, but she can keep the dusties. I don't really care about them dusties, right? Keep them girls. There's some dusty ass girls, anyways, right? And they fit the brand. They cheap. You cheap. They cheap. So y'all can go to hell together. Does that make sense? But it's like treat people for who they are. Because people will try to come to you on some friendship stuff. They don't really want your friendship. They don't have no interest in being a friend with you. They do that shit just so they don't have to pay you. Just so they don't have to pay you. Then people's heart is not good. How you think them effers got rich? What's up, babe? How you think them people got rich? By not paying people. And that's what Shekinah should have done. She should have charged this lady. You want me to come to your house and do your hair? It's a special fee. You want me to do this and do this? It's a fee. If I do your hair, your daughter's hair, your children's hair, your mama's hair, you gonna pay me and you gonna tip. And when I'm done, it's no short conversation. I'm about to sit here and gossip with you. I'm taking my behind home. Y'all, let me tell you something. I don't care how broke you are. I don't care how whatever, whatever. I don't care how much somebody more, I don't care how much more money somebody has compared to you. If they're calling you to work, there's something you have that they need. So put some respect on your name. You don't need to have a whole lot of money in the bank to respect you got to respect yourself. You have to know your worth. You have to know your value. If a celebrity calls you to do their hair, you charge them accordingly. And when they pay you, you go home. You see Makeup by Mario, he has always done Kim's makeup. We know that Makeup by Mario is one of Kim's main makeup artists, right? But you don't see him all up behind Kim, trying to kiki with Kim, trying to go to the Met Gala with Kim. You don't see Makeup by Mario like trying to prove to us that he knows Kim and he has a relationship with Kim and Kim's his friend and da 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 da. No. No, that's his client. That's his friend, but that's also his client. He always kept that really professional, right? Today, when you see like hairstylists today, they like it's like they want to become friends with the celebrity. They in the pool with the celebrity. They swimming with the celebrity. They smoking with the celebrity. They getting high. No, that's your client. Don't ever forget your roles and your position, your assignments and your lanes, right? You do her hair, you go home. Because I'm telling you, if you don't respect your craft, if you don't respect your industry, if you don't respect your talent, because when you a hairstylist, you swimming, you dancing, you clubbing, you gossiping, you doing all of this with your client, you are desecrating your own ministry. You're teaching them not to respect what you do because you don't respect what you do. Conduct yourself as a professional. Oh, I'm done. Gotta go. Pay me. I'm gone. Don't stick around trying to kick it with these people. Next thing you know, you go from being a hairstylist to being a babysitter. You go from being a hairstylist to doing other things that, like, what is this? And you're not even getting paid for. No, no, don't do it. And it's very tempting. Oh, you know that she's just my friend. She's not your friend. She's not your friend. She might make you feel like you're her friend. Sure, she don't have to pay you. You think if somebody books Tiny for whatever, they can get her to do something besides what's in the contract? You think if you book Tiny Harris for something, you can be, oh Tiny, I want you to come sing and I want you to write me a song. Huh? No, there's a separate fee for that. You know what I'm saying? There's a separate fee for that. And that's the thing, like she said, Meg Thee Stallion. That's the thing, right? These people are not professional. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Kellen Derrick, whatever his name is, he's also not being professional. I'm telling you, be very careful partying, kikiing, getting drunk, do whatever with your client. It's not a good look. And slowly but surely, they start losing respect for you. You know, sometimes you have to make people miss you. Sometimes you got to walk away for a little bit to make people appreciate you. When people don't see you all the time, don't talk to you all the time, when there's like a certain mystery about you, when there's a certain mystique about you, people will love you more because they don't always have access to you. When people always have access to you, they have over access to you, they always have access to you, like they stop valuing what you bring because you're too available. And when you become too available, people stop seeing what it is that makes you special. People stop seeing what it is about you that like they actually enjoyed the first time. Look at us, like Africans, we eat rice all the time. So after a while, like you lose the reason why rice is so special until you haven't eaten it. Oh, I remember why I used to love rice, right? You have to make yourself mysterious sometimes, right? You have to make yourself, people have to make people want to look for you. Yes. Have people want to look for you. Like, damn, I wonder where Marlene is. I haven't heard from her in so long. Then when they hear from you, they're excited. You hear me? But when people hear you like, all the time, they're like, oh, here she goes again, yapping her lips. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you have to make people desire you. If a client is a celebrity and they feel like whenever they call, you start running. I remember 2 years ago too. Um, Bajan, is that his name? Malibu Dollface. A lot of celebrities, because Barbie, was that his YouTube name? Malibu Barbie? Bajan? Like before the Alonsos and the Arrogant Tays and the whatever of this world and the Tokyo and the Jeffree Star, the whatever, like Malibu was that girl, that bitch. I don't know how he identifies, but you know what I'm saying? But a lot of celebrities, Keisha Kior, Keisha, a lot of Keishas, but a lot of girls, a lot of celebrities, ladies, like they wanted Malibu to do their hair. And he was like, no, I don't do celebrity hair. He wouldn't even take orders. People want him to do wigs. I do for me, right? But the fact that it was hard to get a wig from him, or the fact that he wouldn't do celebrity hair, it made people want him even more. I am telling you, that's why people want the Birkin, because it's hard to get, right? Yeah, he said he never wanted to do celebrities. And can you imagine how it hurts their ego when you say no to them? Because they're celebrities. Everybody kisses their ass. Everybody wants to be their friend. Everybody wants to be where they are, right? And you be like, nope, nope. They're like, what the heck? What you mean no? Mm-mm. Well, you need followers, okay, and well, you need money, and you need this, and people will have because it's like it starts like working their mind like how is she making money, does she need money, how is she surviving, how come she's not begging, because people want to see you beg so badly. Like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When I tell you, listen to me very well, because God talks to me. God talks to me, and the Holy Spirit talks to me, right? When I tell you, there were people who were waiting for me to run in their email, run in their DM, asking them to review the Nigerian collection. I said, bitch, you gonna wait for me a whole long time. When I started doing my makeup, I know a lot of people were shocked. I know a lot of people probably didn't even think it was me doing my own makeup. Because I haven't done it in so long. And usually when I sit here, I don't do my face. So I think people are like, oh no, maybe, she needs us. Me, I need you for what? Come again? Come one more time. Hello? Come one more time. I promise you, there were girls and other dudes and people waiting for Marlene to say, oh, will you please review the Nigerian? Bitch, bitch, bitch. Like, if I was like, I'm not trying to be funny, but what? When you see how beautiful the palette is, that's number one. Number two, when you see how beautiful my eyeshadows are, that's two, right? Number three, when you see how well cohesively I put my color story together, you think I need you for what, bitch? The hardest part was done. The hardest part was coming up with the idea, execute me makeup. I could sit here and do makeup looks every single day if I wanted to, which I'll do when I get back to New Orleans. I don't need your help, sis. I don't need nobody. If you want to help, that's fine. I don't need nobody. Girl, I know them people was like, Money's not gonna ask me, but because there are people, there were even, hey Maria, there were people even when I would send DMs. I think even when I would DM them, they thought I was about to ask them. I'm like, no, I just want to see how you're doing. I don't like. I'm trying to be disrespectful. I don't need you. I don't need you. Even the bee palette. I'm like, I don't need you. I don't need you. Do you know how I pay for this? Do you know what I had to endure to pay for this? I don't need you. Because one thing I have learned in my depression and coming out of my depression, I'm self sufficient. I am self sufficient. You know what I'm trying to say? I am self sufficient. And I need to believe in my damn self. Makeup, I can do makeup all day. Go look at Instagram. These are all me. Because even Fada was like, oh, Marlene, is that you? Do you have a makeup artist? Like, yeah, I think I have a makeup artist coming. Girl, make it make sense, right? I don't need your help. God gave me this. This is my idea. This is my work. Long, 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 long gone are the days of Marlene saying, oh, will you please help me? Oh, will you please review? Oh, girl, you and your face and your views. Go sit down somewhere. People are waiting for you to beg them to help you. Go jump off the highest building, wherever country you're from. Okay? People want to sit here and be like, oh, I bet you she gonna need my help. For what? For what? Like Jesus told the Samaritan lady at the well, if you knew who I was, you would ask me for water. Don't try me today. Don't try me today. You guys, you need to have confidence about yourself. Don't let people play you. You got people out here who have way more talents than celebrities. They'll do something for free. This heifer can afford to pay you. Why? Oh, Marlene, she gonna give me a shout. She ain't gonna give you a shout out. She gonna steal your stuff. She gonna steal your stuff. A lot of people out here don't have ideas. They're waiting for suckers to come and just give them things, and then they're gonna finesse your stuff. I learned, y'all. I used to be a sucker too. I sure was a sucker at one point in time. Now I'm like, no, no. I don't care if it takes me 5 years. I'll do it my damn self. I do not care if it takes me 5 years. I will do it my damn self. How did Jacqueline Hill do it? That she can just sit here by herself and she can sell millions. Jacqueline Hill it's insane. It's insane. By herself. Jacqueline sits in front of that camera. Say, oh guys, I have a new eyeshadow palette coming. Boom. These white girls lose their marbles. They lose it. Like when people talk about a jacket tag, this stuff is real. That girl can crash the whole website by herself. She don't need no help. Because she has mastered her voice. She's mastered her community. Like she has a bond with them people. I don't know what kind of voodoo she does, but these people, they just trust her so much. You see what I'm trying to say? Believe in yourself more so than you believe in somebody else making you. I don't care how long it takes. That's why there's this other guy that I really enjoy watching, Nick Bear. He built his supplement company by himself. He does not pay for advertisement. Hey Maria, he don't pay for advertisement because he sells supplements. So he works out like an idiot. You guys, the way that man works out, it don't make no sense. He works out all the time. Like he just did 100-mile marathon. I said, how do you run? Yeah, that bunch of suckers out here. You know what I mean? Like, how do you run 100-mile marathon? I said, 100 miles? What the heck? He works his body to like the point of exhaustion to show people that his supplements work. He started the company when he was in college, and he was a ROTC reserve at that time, right? And then he enlisted in the military, got deployed, had his brother run the business, came back from deployment, then he had to do all kinds of stuff, whatever, but he never gave up. You can go back on his channel and see like what he was posting like 6 years ago, and nobody was watching. You think that boy care? Today, Nick posts a video, he might do like 200,000 views in 24 hours, but it didn't happen overnight. Just like the body he has, this is an amazing body, muscles everywhere. He didn't build that body overnight. And Nick, he inspires me a lot because it's like, if you give yourself time, you will get there. You don't have to pay a whole bunch of people who don't like you. You know how many companies waste money paying influencers who don't even care about their products? Do you know how many millions of dollars companies are throwing away trying to buy the support of influencers, and these people don't care? They'll take your money, do a mediocre job. I have seen people pay influencers for reviews. It's a mediocre job. Mediocre. I'm like, you just threw money out the window. Because you think if you pay somebody 20,000, 10,000, and they hold something, you're going to make money. And a lot of times you make no money. You make nothing. Me, Marlene, I come from Africa. I cannot give somebody 20,000 to just hold something. That's ridiculous. I could go bring water, running water in my village. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And that's the thing with Nick. 5 years, 5, 6 years plus. But today, I'm sure he's happy because he learned so much and made him a better leader. Like he is, if he failed, it's on him. If he succeeded, it's on him. He didn't throw money here, 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 and there. He only has a sale once a year, 20% off. That's it. You take it or you leave it. And it's for Black Friday. That's it. But the way he lives his life, the way he trains, the way he has discipline, the way he carries himself, people buy. Like that people are just people like seriously, you guys, he's impressive. Like dead ass. Me, that's why I started running outside. Because I'm like, this is not possible. When you watch Nick Bear, you want to start working out. Like this, he's like, go one more. Like the dude, like he's just driven in a different type of way. He's just driven a different type of way. And you recognize that. Like you got to put respect on the word success. You got to put respect on that because you're going to have to work hard every day, diligently for like a good 5 years. You're going to get there. You don't have to pay people, this person 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, da 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 da. Stop this bullshit. Because people, and you think about it, right? I saw this black girl. I remember this black girl too. She's from Ghana. I remember when I sent her a DM, I was like, oh, can I send you some lashes? And she was like, oh yeah. Do you want to talk about a rate? I'm West African. She West African, right? She told me about a rate. But I'm like, every day you go on her page, that's why her views are so low. You see, always trying to do shit like you will willingly go to CVS. You'll willingly go to CVS, pick up them dry ass Ardell lashes, and you'll hold that. You'll post about it. You'll tag it. You're so proud, right? Today she was holding some dry ass palette, but somebody like that, you say to her, "Hey sis, I want to send you my product from one black woman to another black woman, from a West African to a West African." She gonna talk to you about some rate. Keep your fucking rate. Keep running them dry ass Ardell lashes. I even stopped commenting on her page, like, girl. Girl, try a different makeup look, by the way. It's always the same shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, you see this? And then people wonder why they're not where they're supposed to be. People wonder why they don't have the engagement they should have. You see this? You see this behavior? But they gonna tag black girl this, black girl that. Go sit down somewhere. How can I'm just saying, if you know that you buy lashes every day, You know you gonna buy lashes from Ardell. You gonna buy lashes from the CVS from a whole bunch of white folks, right? If another black girl says, "Hey, I would love to gift you some lashes," well, okay, yeah, girl, I wear lashes anyways. Send them my way. You can at least say that. At least say, yeah, that's fine. Send them to me, right? You can at least try them once or twice. Like, oh, girl, I really love them. I love for us to work together. Show the black girl, like, hey, let's do this because we're like, let's work together. No, so I was like, okay, cool. And I'm like, and that's the thing, like, and watching Nick, and even what the guy said today, it goes to show like people should like don't try to pay influencers to love your brand. Because when they want something, they go out there and they buy it. When they want these Chanel don't give a freak about a lot of these influencers, right? Louis Vuitton is not checking for a lot, especially black influencers. Oh, they're definitely not checking for y'all. Okay. A lot of these designer luxury houses are not checking for these influencers. But they will do whatever it takes to buy a Chanel bag. They will do whatever it takes for a Louis bag. They will do whatever it takes to one day be able to even take a picture next to a Birkin. So why you as a black person, if you know this about them people and you know how hard you work for your product and you know the quality, why should you beg anybody when they don't beg when the Europeans don't have to beg with them people? Some people are even happy to just have a dust bag. They're like dead ass. They're happy to even have a dust bag from Chanel. They will keep a dust bag because it says Chanel on it. You hear me? But like if a black girl like creates something mad beautiful, they don't even Brandon Blackwood. The reason why so many of them are so quick to wear Brandon Blackwood because he's already made it. 2 years ago, he was struggling. He only had $7,000. When I get back to Virginia, when I get back to NOLA, we'll do a live on it because I saved the picture. I sure did save it because it's on his Instagram. You gotta scroll all the way back to October 2019. He only had like 16 likes, 2 comments. He been there. But see, the Europeans had to validate him. Vogue and all them Condé Nast people had to validate him, right? Nordstrom and all them people. And now it's like a whole bunch of black people want to start wearing his stuff. I'm telling you, don't pay for people to love you. Don't pay people to love you. Like a couple days ago too. Yeah. Like a couple days too. Like you see, like Mimi, for example. Mimi bought two of the B palette. Mimi bought two. She bought one. I guess her auntie was there when she opened the box. And the way auntie looked at it, she knew she wasn't gonna get it back. She's like, you know what, you might as well just keep it, right? But Mimi bought her second one. She bought one when like right when I released it, she bought one. She was like, Marley, this is crazy. She came back. I've been here. She bought one last week. She bought another one. Laura bought four B palette. Jennifer bought two, the Nigerian one, right? Fada bought two. Maria bought one of that Nigerian one. Sheba bought one. Like you guys, I'm telling, even me, Marlene, I don't, like just sitting here making comments. Like people go and they buy. I'm being very serious. I am being, and I'm not even trying super hard. I'm not even, like I'm telling you, do not neglect everyday people. Do not neglect the people, your friends, your family, people who love you. They will naturally support you. You don't have to pay your way into people loving you. You don't have to pay your way into people supporting your brand. You don't have to. Yeah, she was like, oh, Marlene, I just had to let her have it. She's like, yeah, keep it, right? You just believe in yourself, ladies. You hear me, and fellas too, because I got fellas who watch me. It might take you 5 years, but 5 years, it goes just like that. It feels like yesterday I was pregnant with Stefan, and today Stefan is 6. Y'all nephew, he's 6 years old. 5 years, they go by so fast. Don't be afraid. Don't get discouraged. It goes by fast. But 5 years of consistency, you going to get something. You going to get something. You going to get somewhere. Don't be like, oh, I want her to. You can have a girl. Listen to me very well. A girl can have 1 million followers. You gonna be like, oh my gosh, I want her to promote my stuff, girl. You gonna go chase after her. You gonna beg her, pay all that money. You hear me? And guess what? You're not even gonna sell. You're like, huh? I thought you had 1 million followers, girl. A lot of people have ghost followers. It's been like the people follow, but they don't respond. They're not engaged. Just like this person might have a lot of followers, but she didn't build a community. She's not nice to people. She's not kind to people. She don't respond to people. So they don't support. And then you can have a everyday girl that might not have that many followers, but she's so nice over there. She responds to comments. She responds on Twitter. She responds on Facebook. She responds in the email. Like, she's very nice. Like she has a great rapport. She might not have that many people. You go send this girl a product. Next thing you know, you sold 100 pieces. But hold on, how is that possible? How can somebody with a little bit of influencers move so many units? And then somebody you thinking like this person got 2 million followers. And then here you go. Slip zeros, stingy with the Nero, in the words of Jay-Z. Okay? Zero. What have we learned? Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. And I said, like, when I get back, when I get back to to New Orleans, I was like, we should start a group where we're gonna motivate each other to vlog, like to build our own platforms, like and to be consistent. Just be consistent. That's the first thing to success. That is the first key to success. Be consistent. Show up in some form or another. There are people here on YouTube. All they do is show tissue paper. You guys, I've seen things this whole break. I have seen things that have blown my mind. 30,000 views just opening up tissue. What the heck? I have seen people just sit there and just package orders. They don't even talk. They don't even talk. There are people who have a whole sticker business. They sell stickers. I'm like, hold up, you gotta make this stuff up. They sell stickers, strawberry stickers, stickers of cats, stickers of watermelon. Like what? I even saw a girl. She sell water toasters, like for the glass, so they don't get the place dirty. It's an egg. Like when you crack the egg with the egg yolk and the white part. I'm like, what the heck? Like the stuff you see, I'm like, you guys, this is unbelievable. But these people are just consistent. And I'm like, you see, there's no magic pill. There's no influencer that's gonna, make you famous overnight. You know what I mean? There's no like, oh, I'm gonna go pay for this real quick. No, consistency. That's it. No excuses, just being consistent. Don't undervalue yourself. Oh, I gotta go kiss her ass so she can give me exposure. Yeah, keychains, scrunchies at $25. The Tina, she sells extra large scrunchies for $25. And all she does is sit there and sew. Then she'll vlog in her warehouse, and her dad will be like, "Hello, YouTube." Her dad is so cute. It reminds me of like Motorola. "Hello, Moto." Her dad be like, "Hello, YouTube." Her cute little parents, they help her. It's so cute. 100,000. Oh, you guys watch me package 3,000, and then like she got the thing from Shopify, so it counts how many orders you get, right? I think like now she's at like 15,000 orders. So every time people order it, like, and the people just like it. They just, so they'll just order to see the number move. Like little things like that. Organically. Tina don't pay, she don't pay for influencers to promote her stuff. She's her damn influencer. And she also gets paid by Shopify. She gets paid by Shopify. She gets paid by what's that place for the classes? Where you go for the classes? I forgot that place for the what's it called? Not Squarespace. Yes, she gets Squarespace, but there's a website where you go to take all these classes. I forgot what it's called, but whatever. You see what I mean, right? Skillshare, thank you. Yeah, she gets paid by Skillshare or also. So it's like, believe in yourselves. So I'm like, when we get back, yeah, no ASMR channels. It's insane. I was like, this is real. There's a girl who did a study with me video. A study with me video. Y'all, it was 3 hours long. 3 hours long. She's not talking. I said, who? What? I was like, I thought I talked too much. 3 hour long video. She's just studying. She does stuff on her iPad. I mean, like 3 hours, no talking. Tell me why the video had 1.2 million. I said 1.2 million. Like, there are ladies who just clean out their pantries. I said, you just cleaning out your pantry? Like, I'm good. I'm so. When I tell you YouTube has me messed up, I need to rethink this. I need to rethink this, right? So that's what I was telling my friend, like, I don't think you need to take the girls' class per se, but me, what I would definitely say is commit to posting consistently. Like vlog. Like me, I'm like, I'm gonna get my camera when I get the other camera when I get back. But I'm like, I truly want to vlog. Like, and show people what I do, show people what you do, right? And believe in yourself, even if it's slow. You like little about, and the thing is, sometimes when things are slow, you actually get more credibility because as if it's slow and you grow with it, you can manage your success better because it's slow and steady. Then it's like be super big overnight and then you can't handle that. And if you start getting bad reviews and this and that, like it's better when things are slow and steady. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's what you want to do. Slow and steady wins the race, right? But it's like you might get like 10 customers 1 week. That's not bad. But then 3 months from now, you start getting like 20 customers a week. You're like, oh, the heck? Then 6 months from now, it's 40 people. A year from now, it's 100 people. There was no magic about it. You just showed up. You came. You introduced yourself. You told the people what you were working on. And they gravitated towards you and they bought. That's it. That's it. And then all you do, you just record, you just show people how you package stuff. I don't know. But it's like this. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And you recognize, like, yo, I'm sufficient. I am truly, truly sufficient. I don't need a whole bunch of people supporting me. I think that's the message that Jesus has been trying to give us. Like, he only had 12 apostles. You don't trip. Do not trip. Right. And I was like, and I could see like my mindset before. I was like, I gotta have this. I was trying to rush things too, and it's like that's it's exhausting. It's exhausting. You know, go at your own pace, right? Do your very best. Show up all the time. That Lord says she's doing videos too, and I told her because her camera has a flip screen. But the problem is where she sits to do her makeup. When she looks into that flip screen because it's further out, she can't see. Cause like she made a video, it was a very pretty video, but it was slightly out of focus. And I'm like, this year you need to be in focus. Like when you do something, it has to be beautiful. It has to be in focus. So that's like what you have to do. You gotta go to Walmart, get you a screen and an HDMI cable. So that way you'll connect the camera with the HDMI cable to that TV. Like you can get a TV for $80, whatever. Just a bigger screen, right? So that way the image goes to the screen. See, my stuff goes to the screen. That's why I can see myself. Because when you're by yourself, if you just look, I mean, I have a 5D, so there's no flip screen anyway, so I need an external thingy, right? But if you have an external screen, you can see better if you're in focus or if you're out of focus, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're in focus. I'm like, get the extra screen, and then you put a tape where you sit. You put tape where the camera is. You put tape so that you always remember where you need to sit and how far the camera needs to be away from you. Then you take a little bit of nail polish, make a slight dot at the right, like the right degree of the camera. Like put that dot right there, right, so you can see it. So that way you're always in focus because you have to be in focus. There's no point in making a video and it's out of focus, right? And when you hold something to the camera, hold on for a second, like a good minute. When you take something away from the camera, give it time because the camera needs to readjust because you changed the lighting, right? So I'm like, take your time. But this is the year of like execution. Like what you do, you got to do it well, right? So like you just have to show up, you know. There's no magic. There's no magic anything. There are people who did YouTube for 9 months. It wasn't hitting. There are people who did YouTube for like 7 months. I think Lead Attorney said he did 7 months. It wasn't hitting. But eventually it hit, right? Eventually it hit. Eventually, like you and the algorithm, like, okay, hey, best friend, what's up, best friend? Want to be my friend? Okay, I guess I'll be your friend, right? So it's like eventually like, the algorithm and you and whatever you're doing, they're gonna be best friends. They're gonna link up somewhere, right? So it's like, don't be impressed by people. I say that all the time. Don't be impressed by people. Don't let people's fame, their money, number of likes number of views, blah, blah, blah. Don't let it impress you. Because you can have the same, you can have the same results, if not better. You see what I mean? Everything should serve as inspiration, not intimidation. Be inspired. Like, oh, wow, I didn't know this was possible. Fine. Now I'm going to try to see if I can achieve the same thing. Like, be inspired. Don't be intimidated, right? Because these are people just like you. And on top of that, everybody has their own favor. You have your favor. She has her favor. She has their favor. You don't know what your favor is until you continuously put in the work, right? And sometimes also one thing I have recognized is that many times when God doesn't allow you to have money for something, it's not because he doesn't want you to have money for something. You probably don't need it. Like, yes. A lot of times, if God is not giving you money for something, whatever you think you want to buy, coaching, ads, influencer, whatever, you probably don't need it. That's why he didn't give it to you. And the sooner you understand it that way, you're going to be so free and you're going to believe in yourself even more. If the money ain't there for it, you don't need it. Because that's me. I'm kid you not. That's something that I've learned. When I am meant to do, if I'm supposed to do something according to God's will, the money shows up. I even got to try hard. I don't got to try hard. But if it's not meant for me to do it, the money ain't there. And before, I'll tell you this, I'll be honest with y'all. Hold on, let me get some wine. I'll be honest with y'all, because I wasn't always this wise. I wasn't always this wise, and I wasn't always this patient. But there were years, you guys, and that's how y'all, I'm about to ready to tell the truth. But that's how I lost some of my equipment because they were things that I wanted to do. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. That's how I lost some of my equipment. I lost a lot of my equipment because there were things I wanted to do. And I wanted to have, I needed the money. I didn't have to, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. So what I did was, what my black ass did, my bright black ass did, I took my cameras. Yes, y'all, I did. I took my cameras, I took my lenses to a pawn shop because I wanted money to do something real quick. And that was so stupid. That's how I lost my equipment. Then I had to rebuy all my equipment. I was like, I will never do this again in my life. I will never do this again. That was the dumbest, stupidest shit. But I was like, but that's the thing. You're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna get the money back real quick, and I'm gonna make way more money. And it never works out like that. Quick money never works out. You have all these great ideas in your head. How you gonna do this real quick, and then make this real quick, and then real quick, real quick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're gonna be real broke. So like you might even be in a worse position than you were before. Don't do it. But I thank God for Jesus though. I got a better camera. But I had two cameras. I only have one. I had like my micro lens. I had like 100 millimeter lens. That lens, I was like, I wanted that lens. And actually, that one, Jimmy gave it to me. And I did that. I was so fucked up because he bought that for me. Right. But I'm going to get it back. But like my lens, I got a better camera. But I now only have one. My other one, my Tamron, it was 70 to 200. I bought that one back. I got a 5D. Now I gotta get the 100 millimeter camera, the lens back, and then I gotta get my second camera back because I had two cameras, you guys. Yeah, I was out here doing stupid shit, stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like calming my nerves. That's why now I'm very calm. That's why I tell other people, be very careful. Take your time and stop believing. And I did that because there was this other girl. I was like, oh, if I pay her and she promotes me, we're going to be good. And it became like, no, she was an asshole. She's from New Orleans. She ain't shit, right? She ain't shit. And she's always out there praying for people too. She ain't shit, you guys. She is like, I swear one day I'm gonna tell y'all everything. Maybe in person. So that way it can't be on YouTube, right? But she legit like she ain't shit. And it was all like, what the heck? And Jay was like, Marlene, don't do this. Don't do this. But in my head, I was thinking like quick, 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 quick. That's why I tell you guys all the time. This quick, quick, make money quick. Hey, Lacey, I was talking about you earlier. This make money quick, get rich quick. I'm going to pay her quick. I'm going to get this influencer quick. Anything that's quick, quick is straight out of hell. Straight out of hell. Anything that, oh, we're going to do this real quick and make this money real quick, the devil is in it. The devil is in it because you're not thinking rationally, right? Anything that's like, let's think, like let's take our time. Let's plan. Let's strategize. Let's be methodical about this stuff. Let's really think about this stuff. Let's pray on it. Let's go slow and steady. God is in that kind of stuff. God, overnight success, God in that stuff, y'all. And that's why it's like a lot of times, like even like churches and stuff, like pastors, ministers, and them people, they do a huge disservice because the way they preach God to people, the way they preach prosperity to people, the way they preach miracles to people, it makes it seem like, oh, it's supposed to happen overnight. Like, oh, shout one time and God's gonna do it for you. Oh, I'm waiting for a breakthrough. A break or what? A break or what? Hey, Shola, a break or what? A breakthrough. You mean you're looking for discipline, right? You mean you're looking for a consistency? You mean you're looking for dedication? You mean you're looking to learn how to work and to be professional? A breakthrough. I was talking to somebody the other day. Person's like, Marlene, I'm fasting today. I said, sis, what you fasting for? She said, oh, I'm fasting for a financial breakthrough. And I was like, I laughed at my heart. I'm like, you fasting? Like, if you want a financial breakthrough, it's not fasting that you need. You need a plan. Amen. You fasting, you fasting. You fasting for what? Like you fast for spirit. You fasting for money. You fasting for a breakthrough. That makes no sense. But I didn't want to say it. I just started laughing. I thought it was really funny. Right? But I'm like, if you need a financial breakthrough, oh, thank you, Jen. I appreciate you, my love. You fasting for a financial breakthrough. What does this mean? That if we, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like I was, I know sometimes I sound like an asshole, and I apologize because I can really come off like an asshole, but I'm not. I kid you not. Jimmy's the asshole. I'm actually a really nice person, but sometimes I can really come off like an asshole, but I really don't. It's just that stuff doesn't make sense to me, right? Because if you could fast for a financial breakthrough, then them African children in Sudan, right? Them, Sudan, they got the famine in Darfur, right? Like in Somalia and all these countries in Africa with the famine. Them people should be rich. Because these people go 30 days without food, legitimately, right? Like people in Africa will go like a whole week without food, 30 days without food, not because they want to, because there's no food. So those people should be rich. If all you have to do is starve yourself, if all you have to do is not eat for a financial breakthrough, but baby, I'm just saying like Darfur should be full of little child millionaires. Cause them children is fasting by force. You understand? It's like, no. Because in that case, the man who's in the people who experience famine, they should be millionaires. Because they haven't eaten in like 2 months. You understand? Like a person who wants a financial breakthrough is working on something, not fasting. Like, I mean, I'm not against the fasting, but I'm saying like fasting is not the key to a financial breakthrough. A plan is the key to a financial breakthrough. Changing your mindset about money is a key to a financial breakthrough, right? Investing is a key to the financial breakthrough, right? If you know you need money, you probably need it. You probably knew you were going to need money a month ago. What did you do about it? If you find yourself needing money in January, you probably knew since October, damn, January might be a dry month. So three months before January came, what was you doing? Looking at the sky? It's a bird. It's a bird. It's a bird. It's a fly. Like, what are you doing? Money problems don't surprise people, right? Financial drought is a very seldom. Oh, damn! I can't believe I'm broke. Like, come on, like let's be serious. Like, you know what I mean? You don't wake up surprised like, oh shit, I ain't got no money. Like, be serious, right? If you haven't done anything, you cannot expect money to come through, right? Amen. If you haven't built different streams of income, you can't be surprised if your one stream of income is dry. That's just common sense. That's not witchcraft. That's not the witches in the village. That's not, oh, God has forsaken me. No, you had poor financial planning. So what is fasting going to do? Right? Admit to yourself, I didn't plan well. I didn't budget well. And instead of fasting, actually, you should actually repent. Oh, God, forgive me. Please show me how not to do this again. Right? Does that make sense? You guys get really quiet. When you get quiet, I get scared. But does that make sense? Nobody wakes up surprised. Like, oh, wow, I'm surprised I don't have money. Like, come on, stop. Like if a teenager, if a little kid is like, oh, I'm surprised I don't have money. Yeah, they don't worry about money stuff. They're kids. They might go to school and be like, oh, I forgot to tell mommy I needed more money for my lunch. Facts. They're kids. Like kids be like, oh, they be buying these games and then they forget that, oh, you gotta put more money to buy more games. They're kids. But when you are an adult, when you are a father, a mother, when you are an adult, you don't wake up and be like, oh shit. Oh, oh, I need money today. Like, let's be serious, right? You knew 3 months ago you were gonna need money today. What did you do about it? So you can't be like, oh, because I feel like a lot of people use prayer. I don't know, people think like prayer is like voodoo or sorcery, and it's not. You can't use prayer to make up for poor planning, right? You can't use fasting. Yeah, you can't use fasting to make up for poor planning. Like, no. And that's what I did too. That's why I laughed because I once upon a time I was there. You can ask Jimmy. I was praying for 30 days and 30 nights, thinking that God was going to change my business overnight because I prayed instead of actually working. Like, damn, what did I do wrong? Like, what could I have done better? And things like that. Like, right? Then one day I was like, you know what? I need to start going to the gym. I didn't pray. I didn't fast. I just started going to the gym. Started working out. I started taking accountability for my life. I don't even fast as much as I used to fast because I'm like, I fasted enough. And I'm not under a spiritual oppression. I was just making stupid ass decisions. Like, that's it. Like, it's just like, that's just it. Just started working and being a bit more serious about stuff. You know what I mean? And started studying other people. Like, how do they do their stuff? You see, oh, thank you, Ray. That's it. I don't need to fast. Like, I don't need to fast. If I say, like, I'm being very honest with y'all. I'm being very honest. Let me talk to you real quick. Because y'all know I tell you all my business. My first year, when I first started like Ling Lashes, like our first year, we did 119. I didn't pray. I didn't fast. I was just aggressive as fuck. Because there was another company, like, they're called Velour Lashes. And I remember the girl sent me an email talking about, oh, I took her style. I said, girl, you email me one more time. I promise you, when I tell you I'll put these lashes up for $2 just so you can lose money, she left me alone. I was very aggressive. We did 100 because when I went to the bank, the people said, for me to get a loan, I need 100,000. I said, because they don't tell, like when you go to the bank, they tell you what you need a little bit at a time. It's like, oh, you got to have a bank account, a business checking account. So I was with PNC. I said, okay, cool. I was like, dang, 100,000 for what? Like, what the heck? So fine, whatever. And at that time, I was on Big Cartel. Like, that website was so ratchet. I was like, what the heck? But I was very aggressive. I didn't fast. I was just aggressive. I was very aggressive. I was sending stuff to everybody. I was just aggressive. That's it. Second year, we did like 535,000. I wasn't fasting. I was very aggressive. I was very aggressive. When I got to Columbus, because the 119, that's like almost like getting to Columbus. Because I was like, what the fuck? When I got to Columbus, the divorce thing, I was living on my own. I had to pay for stuff. And I was like, oh, hell no, I ain't going to die. And I read a book by Dennis Kimbrough. Dennis and Kimbrough, it's like Kim Kardashian and bro for brother. So Dennis Kimbrough. And the book, he talked about all these black people who they didn't have nothing, y'all. They didn't have nothing and they made it happen. And Kathy Hughes was in the book. And at that time, in the story, he was like, yeah, she slept on the floor. I, too, was sleeping on the floor. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm like Kathy Hughes. And then I used to listen to Les Brown. Uncle Les, oh, that's my baby. He's like, this is Miss Mammy's son. And he's like, you got to be hungry. And I used to listen to him every morning. That's like, I used to wake up to him. I used to listen to him all the time in Columbus. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I used to listen to him all the time. And I just used to be aggressive. And then one day, oh yes, yes, yes. Let me tell you what happened. And then Jazzy was like, "Want to get on food stamp? You gonna get free money for food?" I said, "Okay, cool. But I bet I'll do that because she's like, you have James and everything." And one day, when my little sis Vastia, I met Vastia here. Vastia's Haitian. Vastia was like, "Marlene, send your stuff to Jacqueline here." I was like, "Who's that girl?" And she's like, "Her." I looked her up, but Jacqueline, she talks too much. I was like, "Girl, this girl talks too much. She makes me dizzy." But if you say so, next thing you know, this thing where it went. I said, "Oh shit." Money started coming in like crazy. 2016, we did 800. Because then even that too, I had the mind. That was the year I was supposed to make 1 million, but I had the wrong mindset. So I was very immature then, and I wasn't very seasoned as a CEO, as you can imagine. We had the failure with the production, and it affected my self esteem. So I didn't have the right perspective. So we ended the year at 875. But when the thing happened in August, I think we were already at like 700,000. I only had to like be like, Marlene, this shit sucks. But out of 1 million, you already got like 600, 700,000. Says you can do it. But I wasn't as mature as I am now. So I just crumbled. But even when I crumbled, the year after that, but that was kind of hard because you go from 870 something to like 400. 2017, because I let my y'all, I was, and this is where you see the lack of experience in running a company, because the way it hit me, y'all, we went down to 400, 400,000. And I thought I was like, I was free falling because my mind wasn't right. Then like 2018, I think it went down to 100,000. I was like, ah, mm. But I promise you, and I'm being very honest with you, if I say to myself, and even I remember, yeah, and I remember too when we moved, 2016 is when I got the office. I remember saying to myself, like, I want to make $100,000 a month. Like I remember too. I kid you not. When I was in Columbus sleeping on that floor, because I used to. You can even ask Dolapo that one. There's a guy. There's a photographer. His name is Marcelo Cantu. You guys know him. He does the pictures for like the Jeffree Star, Megan the Stallion. At that time, Marcelo was in New York. Marcelo was in New York, and he was charging 150. $150. And I remember I would call Dolapo like, dang, do I want to pay that? She's like, Martin, if you want to. Then the price went up to 500. I was like, oh, Dolapo, the price went up. But I remember like having anxiety about 150, 500. And when Lane Lashes started to like take off, Marcel was shot. I went to Dallas. It was me, and we went to Texas. It was me, James Charles. James Charles did a campaign for Lena Lashes, right? James Charles and Luna, and they're like Luna's auntie and James's mom. So the five of us, we went to Texas and we shot with Marcelo. But that's a dream I had when I was sleeping on the floor in Columbus. God made it happen for me. When we moved into the, because when we moved to New Orleans, we were renting, and during our lease, the people were trying to sell the house, and I had so much stuff in the house. So when they wanted to do like tours and stuff, it was hard. So that was like, if I'm gonna move, and I got the office. Ladies, listen to me very well. The office space I wanted, I don't know what I was doing one time, but I drove. Like if you type Lena Lashes, like you'll see the address on the website. It's like a shop. It's like a very fancy plaza. Like I don't know. And I drove there and I was like, this is where my office is going to be. Just like that. And then one time I spoke to my friend, my cousin, the prophet, the crazy one. He was like, oh, his friends wants to talk to me. I said, okay, cool. So the guy gets on the phone. His name is Paul. So Paul gets on the phone and he started like giving all this prophecy, like, oh, you're gonna have an office, and I see palm trees, and there's a lake. You guys, the dude started describing the place. And I was like, I know what you're talking about. I'm over here. I'm in New Orleans. They're in Gabon, Central Africa. He started describing like the venue. And I was like, what the heck? So I go there. So when it comes down to the lease, I asked him like, "Oh, I want the place, but can I do a month? Like, can I get like 1 month or 2 months for free?" They're like, "Okay." I got the place just like that. You guys, it was really crazy. I wasn't praying and fasting. When we went there, I asked them what I wanted. I said, "Oh, can I get 2 months?" I think it was either a month or 2 months. And then so John went and he asked Chad. Chad was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." So they put that in the contract, right? Then I got the keys. Les Brown, like Leslie, but he goes by but his name is Leslie, but he goes by Les Brown, Les and Brown, like the color, right? Then when we move in there, I was like, I'm gonna have a staff. I mean, I had all these things that came to pass. Then every day I would look at my dashboard, and I was like, one day, like I was like, I'm gonna have $100,000 a month. It happened. It happened in June, I think. It happened in June, and then like June, and then July we did $150,000 a month. But I kid you not. And today, this is when like not being mature enough, it's a bad thing if you have a business. Not being old enough, not being seasoned enough, not having mentorship, like not having mental fitness is it's very dangerous. Like that's why if people are too young, they shouldn't go into business if they're way too young. You got to have experience. You got to be able to deal with like setbacks. You have to know how to bounce from setbacks. Otherwise they can just go left real quickly. What's I gonna say? But I promise you, like even now, 'cause I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pray, I'm gonna pray. But I'm telling you, like even now, if I make up in my head, if I make up in my mind, I'm gonna have $100,000 a month. I could this month, next month, I will, right? If I make up in my mind that I'm gonna have a $500,000 a month, I can, and I will. I've had, and that's the things. Like, I've had money before I made money. I made money, and I made money just with eyelashes. Like I have way more stuff now. But you realize that like everything it comes down to personal determination. It's not fasting. It's not praying. Like I'm not saying you should not pray. You should. But this weird notion of like I'm gonna use prayer like to make up for hard work, or I'm gonna use prayer to make up for showing up. I'm gonna use prayer as a replacement for like you can't do stuff like that, right? Another thing is also you don't have to pray for 30 days to get something that you want. Be aggressive. Go get that shit, right? If you really want something. That's why I told Lacey today. If you really want something, you'll make it happen. You just don't want it bad enough, right? You just don't want it bad enough. Because when you want something bad enough, nobody will stand in your way, right? If you want to be a criminal bad enough, you might become the best criminal that they've ever seen. Like Chapo, like Chapo, what's your boy's name? What's the Colombian dude, Escobar? Them people, they made it up in their heads. They were going to be the biggest drug dealers in the world. Do you know what I mean? You have other people who say, I'm going to be the most powerful businessman in the world. Like everything, it's a personal decision. But once you said, this is what I want to do, nobody will stop you. Nobody, right? Like I'm telling you, nobody will stop you. Because a person who wants something bad enough always finds a way to get what they want. So if you don't really have something, because you don't really want it bad enough. Because if you truly wanted it bad enough, you would already have that thing. You don't truly want it bad enough. So you want to accuse witches in the village. You want to be like, oh, I need to pray more. I need to fast more. I need to get myself a coach. I need to take a course. No, it's bullshit. You don't want it bad enough. Because if you want something bad enough, it will happen. Because there's a powerful thing about the mind. That law of attraction stuff is real. It is real. If your mind is obsessed with something a lot, before you know it, it will show up in your life. It will show up in your life. The people who wake up in the morning and they're surprised by, oh my gosh, I need money. These are people who never attracted anything, right? They're not in the business of attracting. They're in the business of, oh shit, oh damn. You know what I mean? But it's like somebody who wants money all the time is constantly putting out signals like, hey, I'm available, I'm available, I'm available, I'm selling, I'm selling, I'm selling, I'm selling. Somebody who doesn't really want to make money is like, I get to it whenever I get to it. Oh, if it happens, and it happens, right? People who leave things up to luck don't really want it. Because when you really want something, you're not going to leave it up to the weather. You're not going to leave it up to, well, if they find me, they find me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to leave it up to, oh, if they have mercy on me, maybe they'll buy from me, right? You have a plan. And you go after that shit like back to back to back to back. Right? That's it. There's no fasting. There's no fasting this. Like, there's no fasting your way through a breakthrough. There's no fasting your way through like ambition. There's no fasting your way through having a plan, right? There's no fasting your way through like hiring people. If you need to hire people, hire the people. Right? Like, if you're like, oh, I could have made more money Only if. Okay, then take care of that if. If you need to hire more people so you can get things done and you can focus on what you're really good at doing and then they can do what they're really good at doing, cool. Do that. Right? But I'm saying, like, if you truly want something, you'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? If you say you want to make $10,000 a month, you will make it happen. God don't even need to motivate you. You've prayed all your life. You are anointed enough. Like, this is not there. Like, I hear people pray for things, and I'm like, baby, you sitting here like somebody be like, oh, I need $10,000. They'll start crying out here, y'all. I don't even know what's going on. They'll start crying. They'll start like having stress, laying on the ground. They sad. Their mood is sad. They don't want to eat because they're so stressed out. But yet there's somebody walking into Neiman Marcus right now. There's somebody on NeimanMarcus.com. There's somebody on Farfetch.com. There's somebody on Dior.com right now who just checked out $20,000 worth of clothes and it was nothing to them. There's somebody who just bought two fancy pairs of Louboutin for $5,000 each, 10 grand. They're not even crying. So I'm like, something that people use to go buy shoes with. Why are you crying about it? It's not worth crying about. If somebody can take 10 grand and go buy tennis shoes with it, like legit, why are you crying about that kind of money? It's obviously not that deep. It's not that deep. Because to some people, it's play money. Some people, they going to go to the club tomorrow and spend that kind of money. It's nothing to them. So why are you crying? You see? Because it's like the more you cry about stuff, the more you stress about stuff, you are telling the universe, I'm not worthy of that. They're like, yeah, you're right. You're not worthy because you're crying. When some people are using it for tennis shoes, some people use it for drugs, some people use it for weaves. People go, oh, I want to buy some wigs. They'll go buy 2 wigs for 5,000. I don't know how them things cost. They be spending all kinds of money. And here you are, you're crying about stuff. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Why are you sad? Let's think about how can you get this money? Because obviously, if you need it, if you want it, it's meant for you. You're meant to have it. So why are you stressed? And I'm like, friend, you gonna send this lady your package for 6,000. How you know this lady don't have 20,000? You know, you're crying to God for money. You say you're fasting, you want a breakthrough. God is sending you someone, and now you want to put a price on them. No, let them tell you how much they have. Don't be quick to say to somebody, "Oh I have a plan for 6,000. I got a plan for 2,500." What if this is the breakthrough you've been praying for? Chill. Let the person tell you what their budget is. And I said to her, "Your problem is you're afraid of money. Money scares you. So you want to tell people what price quickly. That way you're not going to be rejected. If she rejects you, she rejects you. But you might as well shoot your shot and go for as much as you can. But what if the girl has like 20,000? Well, she's like, oh, Marlene. I was like, listen, because I was saying something like, oh, if she's willing to pay, as long as she got 50,000 and she's willing to pay, I'll do it. And she was like, oh, I wonder if she has 50,000 for her wedding. And I'm like, what does it matter? You might never know. And it doesn't matter. She just needs to be able to pay you. She could have a 500,000. She could have $1,000,000. You don't know. So what you do is you give somebody something like amazing, amazing. You make them feel like I can do something for your wedding that you might never, ever, ever get from anybody. And that's on everything I love. I will give you something so beautiful for your wedding. You will never forget it. Your guests will never forget it. They'll talk about it for years. She'll be like, oh, can you? Yes, girl, I can. Okay? There's no price. There's no price for memories. There's no price on a beautiful wedding. There's no price on a beautiful ceremony. People will pay. She'll go ask her daddy for more money. Marlene said she'll create an event so beautiful. People will talk about it forever. Forever. Confidence is everything. But if you fear this money, then it's not going to come to you. If you cry about money, it's not going to come to you. Let me tell you something. I have another story for y'all. Well, Marlene, how do you find the time for all this foolishness? Well, I sure do find the time for this foolishness. This happened this year. It was really crazy. This is what happened. I was rummaging. I was rummaging the streets. Yes, girl. I was in the streets per usual. And I found a company. They sell socks. I don't know what it is. They sell some socks. I don't know. Remember when I was showing you guys these websites like you can go and you can raise money for your business. Remember? Forgot what it was called. Forgot what it's called. But you have all these websites where you can go and you can raise money for your business and people can buy like they buy stuff. Oh, you can buy three Nigeria pallets for this amount and you support the company, whatever. They raise money that way. So somehow in my nosiness, I'm a little cat. So my cat self, there's a company that sells socks. So I read their stuff and I read who has their debt, like who do they owe money to. Then I found this other company. I found the company that gave them money. So I went on their website. It was the weirdest thing. Now, what's interesting with them is like they are not like investors. They don't take equity in your business. They'll give you a loan. I think they start their loans at like $1 million, right? They do loans. They do private equity loans. They do big loans because they want to make big interest rate. They want big interest on their money. But you got to make like $3 million in revenue, right? You got to make $3 million in revenue and something, something, something. I don't know, but then they'll give you like $1 million, whatever. Somehow, so I was like, oh, that's nice. And a lot of times too, for these kinds of things, you have to know people there. I don't know them. I'm like, they white, so I don't see how that's possible. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I was like, let me introduce myself. And it's like, what a better way to introduce yourself than, bring people gifts. People like gifts, whatever. So I bought them like coffee and beignet mix from New Orleans. And I don't know what happened, but somehow I met the man's wife on LinkedIn and I introduced myself. She responded to messages and then she went on the website and she bought something from me. And because I passed out and I woke up, she placed an order. So now I have her name, I have her home address, I have her cell phone number. But I didn't use it though. I don't abuse stuff like that. But I sent them the stuff. And then I woke up and something was like, and because it was so weird to me because I was just thinking about these people. I was thinking about them and then boom, boom, boom. Me and this wife linked up on LinkedIn and then like she orders from me and somehow I have all this woman's information. Right. And one thing that hit me with God was like, and I'm like, this is the power of the mind. Like you can attract people to you from anywhere in the world, you can attract people to you. From any continent in the world, you can attract people to you. From any state, you can attract people to you. You might be at this level today, and somebody might be at this level today. You can attract that person to you. Now, today, they might not help you, right? Because you don't have the profile they're looking for. You might not have the money that they're looking for. You might not have the sales that they're looking for. Don't be upset. Because to me, don't let that even make you sad. Because the hardest part is connecting with people, right? The rest comes after. But when you're able to make a connection with someone that you wanted to make a connection to, because by placing the order, she gave me her house address. And I Googled her house and I was like, oh, dang, that really is her house. Oh, but there she lives nice. She lives really nice. It's like, this is very pretty. I can see myself there, and her phone number, everything. And I'm like, I didn't push it and then like their assistant, I asked her because I follow her. She was like, oh, and I was like, oh, did you get the coffee? Did you like it? She's like, oh, that was you. I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, thank you so much. I was like, oh, no problem. I didn't push it. I didn't insist, right? But it's like you appreciate the fact that God will show you. I can connect you to anybody. If you work, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you believe, I can connect you to anybody. Why are you stressing yourself out over money? You see me, look at my face. Well, look like I stress about money. I don't stress about money because money is just a consequence of my motivation. Right? Money is a consequence of my energy. It's a consequence of my work. If I work hard, I'm going to have it. It's not difficult. There's no like, oh my gosh. No, no. I don't do bad things. I don't hurt people. I'm not involved in like foolishness. So I think my karma is pretty good. Right? So there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. You guys, I promise you, like even when Nikki did the video, like the power of makeup, that thing wasn't even playing. I didn't even know we were going to be putting that stuff. Like, I am telling you, God can do things for you. You'll be, and I didn't pray for that. And I was like, oh God, I'm praying that you will connect me to her and then she's going to wear my stuff and it's going to go viral. I never prayed that prayer. It surprised me like it surprised them. I was like, what the heck? Because I remember I kept refreshing that video and the views wouldn't stop. And I'm like, what is going on? This is bizarre. This is really bizarre, right? But there's nothing God cannot do. So don't pray and fast because you're afraid. Don't pray and fast because you feel defeated, because you're scared, because you're doubtful. Have confidence about what you do. Be confident in what you do. Be confident in who you are. Be confident in your vision. Apply yourself. Work to the best of your ability. Be humble enough to know when you need to work better, when your work needs to be better, when your presentations need to be better, when your proposals need to be better, when the way you talk to people need, like, be honest enough with yourself about that, right? But don't pray in defeat. Oh, I'm just gonna, pray my way through this. I'm gonna fast my way through a breakthrough. It doesn't work like that. Breakthrough in proper English means you have to break through something. Breaking is a physical thing. It's an active verb, right? It requires you break something. It's loud, it's painful, it's violent. It is not something passive, right? A breakthrough is not going to be something passive. It's going to be something violent. It's going to require force. It's going to require energy. It's going to require intention. It will most likely make noise. It will most likely make people uncomfortable. It will most likely scare people. So it's not something that you do when you feel defeated, right? You don't do that when you feel defeated. You do it when you feel like you got to feel strong about what you do. You got to feel very strongly about what you do. You got to have conviction about what you do, right? And you got to be willing to be patient with what you do. Somebody saying no to you today does not mean they'll say no to you next year, right? If you improve your numbers, if you improve your sales, if you improve this, they might be like, you know what? Usually we require this, and that. But with what you've done so far, we're impressed. So because of that, we'll change the requirements. You never know. You'll never know. They'll be like, oh, I'm never. I remember, like, even in college, like, sometimes you're like, man, this shit is so damn hard. But by the time you get to the finals, professor be like, oh, I'm gonna curve. You're like, damn, you gonna curve? And now what looked like a B is not A minus. You're like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't quit. But the professor knew he was gonna curve all along. Had he told y'all he was gonna curve in the beginning of the semester, man, nobody would have tried. Like, man, he gonna curve anyways. What's the point? Right? But the fact that you don't know if there's a curve or not, shoot, everybody competes because we don't know if there's going to be a curve. And then at the end of the semester, you're like, oh, you're curving, professor? And the scale is completely different. But he knew the whole time he was going to curve. Come to find out, he curves every semester. You just didn't know about it. Right? So it's like, work really hard. A curve is coming your way. You don't have to feel like you have to compromise who you are, right? You don't have to put up with bad behavior. You don't have to put up with disrespectful people. They're not, whatever you think they have that you want so badly, they're not the only people that have that. They're not. Whatever they have today that has you like, oh my gosh, I'm so mesmerized. There's so many people. Go on TikTok. You'll be surprised how many people have over 1 million followers on TikTok. It's like, damn, do they just give out followers over here? You know what I'm trying to say? Do they just hand out followers over here? You'll be surprised. And you start to recognize, like, but damn, it seems like they just be giving out followers over here. So sometimes it's like whatever people have that has you going like, oh my gosh, oh, this is so amazing. This is so impressive. You can have that too. It might take you 5 years though, but if you're doing something that you love, hopefully you'll do it for the rest of your life anyway. So what's 5 years for something that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Don't make compromises with people. You know what I mean? Don't make compromises with people. Don't make compromises with yourself, right? Don't eat shit just because you think, oh, if I eat this shit, then maybe they'll have mercy. No. Make people respect you. Don't eat their shit to get their friendship. Make people respect you. Because when people respect you, they'll pay you what you're worth. You know, when people feel like, oh, you a throwaway case, you're a charity case, they don't respect you because you didn't earn it. So they will always look at you like, oh yeah, whatever, she ain't shit. They'll talk to you that way. They'll make you feel that way. They'll handle you that way. Right? But when people like, yo, like this, when people know like she worked for this, she was committed to this, they don't have a choice but to respect you. They might not like you, but they'll respect you because that's your shit. And you built it by yourself. And you did it by yourself. Can nobody say, oh, I gave her this idea. I showed her how to do this. I helped her to put a color story together. I told her where to get vendors. No, no, nope, 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 nope. Nobody can say, oh, I gave Marlene the bee palette. No, no, baby. God did. Nobody can be like, oh, I gave her Nigeria. No, you did not. Okay. And anything I intend to work on, nobody gave it to me. I sit here and the stuff comes to me and I do it by myself. And I'll show you guys how I do the stuff, by the way. But, you know, but when you do your own stuff, when you work hard for your own stuff, when you create, when you innovate, when you do stuff that's outside the box, people will respect you. Nobody will be able to deny, like, this person is creative. This person is talented. This person, whether you help her or not, she gonna help her damn self, right? This person doesn't wait for people to cheer her on. To no, she like a little ant. She gonna do what needs to be done. She's self-driven. She's self-driven. When everybody goes left, she goes right. They go right, she goes left because she doesn't want to be confused with the followers. She don't follow. She leads. She has her own thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like she has her own thing. Be your own person. Think for yourself. Move for yourself. Analyze things for yourself. Be honest with yourself. What can I do better? What can I improve on? But most importantly, commit to your vision. Because those people that people pay, people trying to pay influencers, people trying to pay celebrities, they have what they have because they committed to their vision. That's why today they have a platform. That's why today they have an audience. That's why today they have fans because they committed. How many years Beyonce give to this music industry? Right? How many years is Rihanna give to this? Like them, these people have committed themselves to their craft. And when you, there's no, I'm telling you guys, there's no magic pill. There's no, oh, chug and plug. If I put this, I get this. If I pay this, I'm gonna be rich overnight. No, no. Them everybody has to pay in time. Everybody has to pay in time. Everybody has to pay in effort. Everybody has to pay in courage. Today, yesterday too, it started yesterday. Was it yesterday? Like after I saw the Arion interview, I texted Sheik, that's Tasha's husband. And I was like, Kibi Studios strikes again. This morning I wake up, I see they have an interview with the guy who was dating Nene. I said, Sheik, like, do you guys like do y'all sleep over there? Do you people sleep? Right. And I was like, sometimes I don't agree with the topics. But one thing people cannot deny, Kibi Studios over there, Tasha, her husband, that crew, they work, y'all. They work. These interviews are back to back to back to back. Some hit, some are a miss. You know, some don't do as well. Some people don't really care about. Some interviews are like, it's half and half. The one with Arion, that one I think is a hit because in 2 days, it's like in 24 hours, it was already a 500,000 views. I think this one's gonna go on to like 500,000 views. So that one was a hit. The one with the Nene guy, I don't know. But I'm like, Kibi Studios over there, they stay working. And he was like, yes, Marlene, we got more coming. I was like, okay, I can't wait, right? But it's like they stay working over there. But it's consistency. You have people who were bigger than Tasha. You have people who did gossip that were bigger than Tasha, right? But they never invested. They just got drunk off of being high. They didn't even though it's gossip, they were not structured about doing gossip, right? Like Tasha, she might fool around, she might drink a bottle or two, she might be super loud sometimes, but it's like they work over there. They really do work. They have like 3 or 4 different studio setups, right? There's the blue one where Tasha is. There's the one that's like black, that it looks really black and dark. There's another studio they have. It's like three or four different scenes they can use for their stuff, right? And you see the camera production, you see the post editing production, you see the sound, you see the microphones. Like, you can tell, like, yo, over there, like, they are investing. They spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of money, right? And they're not waiting for a network to come sign them a check. They're not waiting for Spotify to say, hey, come be on our platform. They built their own app. They built their own. I'm like, yo, I'm like, we're sitting here, we're laughing, but this could really turn into a network. This could really turn into a network because this is really, really impressive, right? So it's like, you have to, and even Shakی's like, Marlene, you need to be consistent. Marlene, be consistent. But I promise you, like, this year I really will do that. But it's like, you truly, truly have to, understand, like, this work that needs to be done for your life, this work that needs to be done for your destiny, will not get done until you decide to do the majority of the work. It will not get done. There's no paying that you cannot pay for subscribers. You cannot pay for followers. You cannot keep paying influencers back to back to. I wonder so many companies waste so much money because a lot of people too don't even find influencers credible because they're always promoting something. So people are tired, like, oh yeah, what else are you promoting now? What else are you selling now, right? So you are the only one that people haven't seen a lot of that's credible. So I really encourage a lot of you guys, like, if you have vlogging cameras, shake the dust off of them. This weekend, start recording a vlog or two. If you don't want to post it, you don't have to post it, but just record it, put it on your Mac, export it, watch it, make sure the quality is good. Make sure the sound quality is really good because good sound is good. If the sound is not good, get you a microphone that you can put on top of the camera, right? And on top of that, make sure it has like that puff, the little puff thing. It catches like extra air and noise like that, so the stuff is more clear. You know what I'm saying? Look at what you have. Look at if you wanted to start a vlog channel, if you wanted to start creating content for your channel, like, look at what you currently have. What do you like? And what do you need to add to be able to start, right? And try to think of a schedule. Like, if you could post on YouTube, how often could you post on YouTube? Some people only post once a week and they do very well with their vlogs. They only post once a week. Some people post 3 times a week with their vlogs, but they do like 20 minutes, nothing crazy. It's like 20 minutes or so. Now, you even have people, you have subscribers sometimes. If they really, really like you, they don't mind if your vlogs are like an hour. They actually get upset when your vlogs are too short. Mm-hmm. I want more, I want more, I want more. So as you build, you'll find out what your people want. Do they want a shorter vlog or do they want a longer vlog? Exactly. We got to stop all this. Some of us, we grew up in the church. You prayed up and prayed out for your whole life. Now it's time to actually work. You've done enough praying. What else can you say at this point? Even Jesus was like, don't pray like heathens who just like multiply words back to back to back to back. Because he was like, after a while, do you even believe what you're saying? And it's true. If you have conviction in what you're praying for, do you need to ramble on and on and on and on and on and on? Because if you believe what you're praying for and you believe you got it, you don't have to pray for long. You know what I'm trying? Like, you don't. If you believe what you say, and if you believe God's gonna give it to you, then you shouldn't have to ramble. You know what I'm saying? There are people here who have like budget channels. They do like money challenges. Like, you can save $5,000 a year. It's really fun. I've been watching. Look, it's kind of cute. You might do that, right? But it's like, don't be afraid to build your platform. Whether you have a boutique, whether you're selling hair, whether you're trying to sell lashes, but try to sell something else besides lashes because too many people sell lashes. But if you're trying to be a motivator person, I don't know. There's so many things you could, if you want to clean your pantry, YouTube can legitimately help you save money for a down payment on a house. I've seen it. I'm telling you, I'm seeing things on YouTube that are crazy. In 1 year, YouTube can help you to save money for a down payment on a house. You might get 20,000 out of the situation. You might get 30,000 out of the situation, right? You'll be surprised. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, babe. Like, Karen, You'll be surprised. There's a young lady here. She counts. She just counts money. I don't know what's going on YouTube, y'all. I'm very surprised by certain things. Like, but the young sis, she saved like 20,000 plus, and it was just cash. I was like, what is this young girl doing all this cash in her house? So it's like try to see, like the lady who went to the prophet Elisha, because they were about to sell her children into slavery because her husband had some debt. He was like, "What do you have?" She said, "Oh, she got some jars. She got oil." He's okay. Then go ask your neighbors for jars. So I'm gonna tell you the same thing, right? Look at what you have as far as equipment, what camera you have. See if the sound is good. See if the quality is good, right? Memory cards. Do you have memory cards? I would usually recommend to get two memory cards because sometimes it fills up and you're like, I want to keep going. Get a hard drive. Always get an external drive so you don't consume the memory from the actual computer itself. It's better to keep your computer as clean as possible and to have everything on a drive. If you have a MacBook, you have to buy a drive that's specific for the MacBook. If you don't have a MacBook, you're good. But if you have any kind of Mac products, you got to get drives that matches the MacBook. Okay. See what you have. What do you currently have, right? What do you currently have, right? But a lot of times I'll say this, like me, Marlene, I didn't know this, but you have so much inside of you. You're born with so many gifts and you're born with so many talents. I was like, I was always meant to do the B palette. I was always meant to do the Nigeria palette because I was born with those things. I didn't know they were in me. Had I known those things were in me, I would have been crying for 3 years. What the heck? I was out here like a little sucker, y'all. Y'all, it was so pathetic. It was so pathetic. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I got up one day, like, this is so pathetic. Marlene, you look pathetic. Like, do better. Okay. But it's cool. You live, you learn, right? And I'm telling you the same thing. You can do so much by yourself. You can accomplish so much by yourself. You can make so much money by yourself. You will be surprised. It's not going to happen in a week or in a month. But I'm just saying, with YouTube though, if you are consistent within a year, and a year, look how fast 2021 went by. So 2022 might go by even faster, but I'm like within 6 months, 9 months to 12 months, you're going to see a lot of improvement. And the more you document that, the more you vlog that, the more you share that with your audience, you are going to be really surprised. You're going to be really surprised what someone like you is capable of doing all by herself. I think like an ant carries like 10 times her weight, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I think an ant can carry 10 times her weight. So I don't know what your weight is, but imagine if imagine if an ant could carry 10 times her weight. Imagine what you could carry if you were to carry 10 times your weight. So you might think, like, yeah, I might be a little ant, but you'll be surprised how much you can carry. You'll be surprised how much you can do. Don't waste your money trying to pay people to love you. Don't waste your money trying to pay people to support you. Don't waste your money trying to pay people to shout you out, blah, 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 blah. Believe in yourself, invest in yourself, go at your own speed. Social media is free, YouTube is free, TikTok is free, Instagram is free, Facebook is free, Twitter is free. Okay? I have another friend, she gave me an advice. She said she posts on TikTok on the same days and at the same time. Her time is 9 a.m. But she's in Arizona. But Arizona time, which I think is mountain time, she posts on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m. And she was like, one video went viral, and it wasn't like the video she posted on TikTok. It didn't go viral right away. It just went viral one day, and she was like, "What the heck is on my phone?" And it's her 9-year-old niece that showed her how to use TikTok. But in 1 year, because she started Instagram 1 year ago, also, because she does like home goods. When I go back, I'll show you her stuff. Um, on Instagram, she got 50,000 people on Instagram. 36,000 followers on TikTok. So I said to her, start the YouTube. She's like, but Marlene, I'm afraid. I'm like, yeah, but When you started TikTok and Instagram, you didn't know how to do it, right? But you did it. And look how far you've come in a year. You understand what I'm trying to say? So my thing is, give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to succeed. Give yourself a chance to see what someone like you can do with the little bit that you have. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be very surprised. So when I get back to New Orleans, we're going to start a group, a motivational group, because I want a lot of you guys to post. I need you guys to post. I need you guys to build your content. I need you to save money. I need you to have money to go pay a house, do a deposit on your house. I need you guys to see what God can do. It's enough preaching. It's enough. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Okay, now let's do it. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, we need to have a church out here, because I guess it's a little ministry, but we need to have a church out here of doers. It's enough talking. It's enough praying. It's enough fasting. It's enough claiming. People need to see. That's why, like, the apostle Paul, he said to Timothy, like, he said, the world awaits a revelation from the children of God, right? It's enough praying. It's enough fasting. It's enough claiming. It's enough running around the house. It's enough saying, like, oh, one day, and oh, yeah, God is good. If you believe God is good, then get to work. Okay? People need to do. People need to see people do. People need to see more and more people that look like him. Like, whoa, like, she just did it with a camera. She just did it by herself. She was just consistent. And then, like, and then by December, we can see what everybody did, right? Because that really means a lot to me, because it's not always you charge people, but sometimes you gotta, like, help people see value in themselves, because this stuff is real, right? You can cook, you can clean. I mean, it's insane. It at this point, you might even, like, buy a house and just do home renovation stuff, and that's gonna pay for your mortgage. I'm like, you guys, I kid you not. Because if your YouTube channel, imagine you buy a house and your mortgage is like 1,700. If you do, like, house decor and cleaning stuff, and you can just get like 2,000 a month, your YouTube channel can just pay for the house. Like, what the heck? And like, you're getting paid to decorate the house? Like, what? Make it make sense. Like, it's so crazy. And of course, your channel's gonna make more than that after a while. So it's like, what the heck? Why would I not do that? And then, like, like, serious, like, I can only imagine. You guys, the lady who cleans her pantry. You guys, I swear, when I come back, I'll show you. The lady cleans her pantry. It's called Jamie's Journey. I think it's Jamie's Journey. Makita showed it to me. Like, all her cleaning videos, 100,000 views, 100,000 views. Sometimes she gets up to 1 million. But I promise you, she probably makes like 7,000. Because you can go look at her social blade. But I'm like, she probably makes like 7,000 plus a month with AdSense. But I'm like, huh? You can pay for the house? You might even pay your mortgage twice, because if you don't really want to use the money, you can pay like, let's say your husband already has enough money, then your YouTube check can pay the mortgage twice. Instead of paying, like, for a 30-year mortgage, you might just put enough money to do a 15-year mortgage. I mean, why not? Why not? So 2022, y'all, it's enough praying. It's enough fasting. It's enough claiming. It's enough. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Yeah, yeah. It, hiding in the church. Like, this is too much, right? We're actually going to do. So when I get back to New Orleans, get ready. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, because I got to go back. I need y'all to look at tonight. I need y'all to pull all your equipment out. Show me what you got. Okay, show me what you got. Make a list of what you got and what you need to get. I need y'all to get a planner. Look at your planner. Like, when do you think you can legitimately post? Your vlogs don't have to be that long. They don't have to be super long, right? But I just need you to commit to something. And then you also need a try. You need a stick. You need something to hold the camera, because you can't, like I'm doing now. It hurts. It really hurts. And then we'll just get on Zoom once in a while, and then we'll just talk and check on each other and encourage each other. But yeah, let's get active. Let's get active. Because 2022, y'all, I'm trying to see something I never seen before. Yeah, buy a good tripod. If you're gonna vlog, try to look for a tripod that's like the sticks that you can just, because you can't move a tripod in the streets. That's just weird. If you're gonna vlog, you need like a stick. You need like them. They have them on Amazon. You need a stick that can. You can get a tripod too, but you also need like a little stick thingy so that you can move things around like that, right? But we're gonna do a group, you guys. I'm not gonna charge you guys. I'm not charging anybody. We're gonna do a group. Plus, if you guys make it, I'm sure you'll buy a pallet. So, but I need my people. We need to make it. We all need to make it. But like, and then and then December next year, we'll just go live and then we'll celebrate all we accomplished. It's gonna be really cute. Let's do it together. Let's all do it together because everybody needs. Sometimes it's a lot easier when you feel support, when you have other people with you. It's a lot easier when you feel like you're not alone because the devil will attack your mind, but F him, right? But pull out what you have tonight. Yeah, Pull out what you have tonight. Make a list of what you still need to get. I say get two memory cards. Dead ass. Record this weekend. Hear the sound. Make sure the sound is good because you need good sound. I have an external microphone. Some microphones are not that expensive to attach to the camera. Okay. Be a good computer to edit. So if your Mac works, that's fine. The good thing about the Mac, it has iMovie on there, which is pretty dope. To start, you don't need anything crazy or fancy. Some people don't even do that much editing. They just put some good music. Yeah. And when I get back to NOLA, we'll do that. Maybe like we'll meet on Sundays. Like Sundays could be like our YouTube days. And we can all get on the thing. I don't know how people can get on Zoom call, but we'll see. Let's make things happen, you guys. I don't want y'all to live like defeated and scared and like, oh, and think that good things are only for other people. Good things are for human beings. Anything that has a price on there, it's meant for people. You can have it too. Don't let, I'm telling you, in this life, let nothing intimidate you. Don't let it, if it has a price, it's meant for people, right? It's meant for human beings, right? First class meant for people. Cars are meant for people. Nice houses are meant for people. Good beds are meant for people. Great mattresses are meant for people. Vacations are meant for people. Trips are meant for people. If it's nice restaurants, nice good food, a good trainer, great workout clothes, good hairstylist, good shampoo, good conditioner, good creams. Them things are made for human beings. So they're meant for you. Don't be intimidated. Come up with a plan. And the plan is, you guys, we're gonna be the vlogging crew. That's how we're gonna call ourselves. The girls that vlog. The vlogging crew. The vlogging crew coming in full effect. So I do love you guys. I hope this video was helpful. Okay. Be encouraged. Don't pay for people to love you. Don't suck people's ass. Don't kiss people's ass for them to love you. Don't diminish yourself to get folks to love you. Be who you are. Be the nicest person you can be. Um, She said, Anne Marie, yeah, I think it'll be on Patreon. I got to get home to put it on Patreon. I don't have my Patreon password. It's on the other computer. So I'll put it there too, right? Um, you know, Lighting. We can talk about lighting because I have my things on the die, so I don't think to die. But tomorrow I can tell you guys about some lighting I have because I use the big ones. But those I wouldn't recommend. They have ones on Amazon called newer lights. It's more like a panel. It's like a square panel. It's very powerful, but you got to see how much light you already have. So I would buy lighting a little bit at a time and buy some lighting, set it up, record, put it on your computer, export it, see how it looks. If it's too dark, get more lighting. I wouldn't buy a whole bunch of lighting at once because you might not need that much or you might need more. You know what I'm saying? So I would go like a little bit at a time. But they have one called Newer, Neewer, Newer. They look like panels. Um, but those things, if you get them, you need a stand. They call it C stand. It's a unipod instead of a tripod. It only has one leg. It stands on one leg. It's called a C stand. Because it has to stand on something to put the light towards you. Um, yeah, things like that. But don't worry, you guys. The vlogging crew, we're gonna commit this year. Yeah, so try them. See what happens. And then see where you're lacking light. Because if you put one light on your left, you need one on your right. And you need one in front of you. Oh, thank you, Rachel. But tomorrow, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I will give Stefan a shower, but okay. Love y'all. Believe in yourselves. And I'll talk tomorrow. This video is staying up because I didn't say anything crazy. Love y'all. She got to go. Bye.